Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. It is I, Jesse Milestone, coming to you on this Friday with both good news and bad news.
I have a really bad feeling about this.
Where people were just walking around, just jizzing force all over the place. He looks like he has been drinking soy from his mother's teat. Wrap yourselves in, guys, because we are gonna get mean!
I got him! Great kid! Don't get cocky!
Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. My name is Jesse Milestone. I am your God Empress, fearless leader of the Mindless Mob. And with me, because it's Wednesday, it's the Matriarchy, is my fantabulous co-host, Anna, that Star Wars girl.
Hello, everyone. If you're wondering why my camera's weird while I'm looking down, I'm adding metallic leafing to my eye paintings. So I figured you guys would rather see me doing something than like my avatar and me not being on camera for this. So you guys can look at the top of my head and my background.
I dig the working girl pigtail braids. It's very classic.
You know what? It's not really working, girl. Because if it was working, I'd have it like up behind me. I have like a mask in my hair because I'm trying to heal my hair because I saw, Jesse, somebody had clipped like me in the middle of a video and then me going, ah, because there was like a bug or a spider. And my hair, I kid you not, was like down to here. And I'm like, ah, it's so short. So I have like, you guys can hear Ziggy. He is agreeing. He doesn't like my hair being this short. He's definitely can't control his meow.
Speaking of bugs, my cats are the world's worst hunters. They are fired from all hunting forever.
I know.
They like to go after flies. She Pancake was chasing one the other day. I'm trying to fix my light here. She Pancake was chasing one the other day into the bathroom.
What is your mouth?
What?
You were like all up in the camera. Let me get something real fast.
I was trying to fix my light. So She Pancake was chasing a fly in the bathroom. It flew into the bedroom. I kept trying to bring him into the bedroom to show him that the fly was in the bedroom, and he kept going back into the bathroom, insisting it was still in there. It was not. Apparently today they were chasing one around the living room that had gotten in, and it flew into the sink and drowned. They could not catch it. They could not kill it. It killed itself. My cats are terrible hunters. This is why they live indoors.
So I'm trying to get the stream up so I can share it.
Hey, no worries. Nathaniel Cadugan's here. Oh my God, what's up? Hello. Long time no see. Nathaniel Cadugan, fun fact, for a long time was the very first person in any one of my live streams ever. Always the first person. Back like before you scheduled your streams, when you just fucking went live like an animal. Good times. Russell, I'm so glad you appreciate this birthday present that I made for you. And I see that you have made your own present to bring to this party. Would you lick it? Says my body is ready. Did you see? Do you see that the image that Russell has?
I saw.
It's special. It's something.
Fuck you, Russell Hall.
I was planning on looking at the top of your head. Oh, Russell.
God damn it, Russell.
Welcome to Gates Mcfadden'S birthday party stream. This is the stream in which Anna cries because actually I should just bring her in as our third person. Here, let me get a. No, what are you doing? This is the stream in which. No, stop. Bad stream. All right, let me go find a nice picture of her. That's a very nice one. She looks really coy. She's very like cougary here. This is the one I'll use. Open image in new tab. All right, Gates. You're coming in. Share screen. Keely Chow, what's up? I'm gonna read more names in a second, but I hid my screen for myself. There's no audio that needs to be shared here. No, where? Why is it not? There we go. Okay. All right. There we go. Now she's in the stream with us. How do I make her smaller? So I was like, is there a way? No, you can't. Oh well. Would you lick it? Says, don't fuck me. Fuck Gates McFadden. That's what Russell wants. Does Russell have a thing for Miss McFadden? If you haven't heard, Doug, how did it start? Anna, remind me how this started. Well, if Anna ran away for a minute, but Reese is here. Nick McCabe, what's up? Dr. Coffin Nils. I saw Sweet Pea was here earlier. Baby Outlaw. Jet Sparks. asked, is he banned from here earlier? I don't think so. Andy McCallum is here. What's up? What's up? Holocron Larry Fox appreciates your corn shirt, Anna. Dermot McQuaid into house. Dave Myers. Audrey, welcome everybody. Optic Racer 21. Hello. Most importantly, guest of honor, Russell Hall, because it's Gates McFadden's birthday. We should just invite Russell onto the stream, shouldn't we?
Russell won't come on.
I know, it's too bad. Because I feel like he should just come on with the Gates McFadden avatar, and then
I don't think Russell will ever talk to us in person. I don't think he will.
That's fair. That's allowed. But this is for you, Russell. I just want you to know. Don't say I never did nothing for you. Don't say I don't care. I did this all just for you because I care. Oh my God. Andy.
Yeah.
Andy McCallum wants to know, Anna, would you like to invest in crypto? Culture asked.
No. Why would I ever invest in something like that?
Because Culture Casino will explain to you exactly why it's the thing that you should do and totally not a pyramid scheme, because he'll just do all this stuff and you'll just do all these things and then he'll make money. Because it's not a pyramid scheme, right? If you just go and you do all this work for him and you do all these things and then he makes money, right? It's totally not.
No, the only thing you should be investing in is land and gold. Maybe not even gold, just land. Buy land.
Yeah. Land. I'm with you on that. Yep.
And animals. Like that one is not really. It's more of a charity than an investment, but you should be nice to animals.
They give you They give you back emotionally stuff. Lots of stuff. Emotions, feelings, words. Hey, did you know that your jaw is one of the places that you as a human being carry the most tension?
I did know that.
Yeah,
I did because I snap.
Mm-hmm.
I snap in my sleep.
Do you? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Do you? I think I used to. I'm better about it now, but I definitely used to. I don't know if I ground or just clenched in my sleep because I would.
Yeah.
I get pressure headaches from that. I used to get pressure headaches from that. So
I do all the time.
Turns out,
like I have to be exhausted to fall asleep, like physically exhausted, like to the point where I'm like I can't keep my eyes open because I have terrible insomnia. But I like sleep, I guess, like this. Like I just clench my jaw. Or I'll snap. Like I snap.
That's so weird. My ex used to do that when he would fall asleep. He would snap. He would, chomp. I discovered though when I been in the shower and I'm like, I'll add a little bit of massaging my jaw muscles as part of my vocal routine, my vocal warm up, because Dr. Goffin says clients that broke their teeth clenching their jaw. Whew.
I have too. Yeah.
There you go. That shit is real. I'm all this time I'm like finding even more. I've got this like ball of tension in my hand right here. I'm like, Jesus Christ. So I carry so much in my jaw though that I started massaging it to try to loosen things up for singing and stuff for my vocal warm-ups.
Mm-hmm.
And I've discovered the gigantic knots. Like my jaw was just two balls of giant knots on either side, to the point where I finally discovered the answer to a problem I've been having. It never used to happen when I was younger, but as I've gotten older, sometimes I'll go to take a sip of water or something, and it's like I just assumed that I was just not paying attention enough and overestimating how much water I was putting into my face hole and then filling it up too high, and it would spill. Like, I have a drinking problem. Haha, it's funny. But I started doing this, and after a couple of days, literally days, this has been days now, I started doing this on Saturday or Sunday. My cheeks bones, like my right here in my jaw is swollen. It's in pain. It's tender, but every time I just keep going back in and rubbing it more and breaking up more and more of the knots. And I can now open my jaw wider. It turns out the reason that was happening was because I couldn't open my mouth as wide as it's supposed to be able to go because of all of the knots in my jaw.
This just sounds very that's what she said.
Right? I'm just like, clearly I need to loosen up my jaw so that I can suck more dick.
Look at my eye. Look at
it's shiny.
It is. It's gonna look so good when it's done. All right, I'm gonna go put this out in the sun. I'll be right back.
I'll hang out with you.
I can still hear you though.
Russell said, or would you lick it? Says, Russell would happily talk to you in person if it would help convince you to give Gates McFadden her special birthday present. And also if I had a mic. Well, if you have a phone, you don't need a mic. Just always do it on your phone. But anyway, I mean, she is lovely.
Okay, I lied. I couldn't hear you.
It was just reading the super chat. Russell would happily talk to you in person if it would help you to if he would help convince you to give Gates McFadden her special birthday present. And also if I had a mic.
No.
She is looking quite lovely there, though.
I'm not going to do anything with Gates McFadden ever because I'm not a lesbian.
It's reasonable. But if you were a lesbian, I mean, she's very pretty, you know?
No,
Especially,
no.
I'm just saying, one in the chat if you would bang Gates McFadden. You don't have to be a lesbian. One in the chat if you would bang Gates McFadden if you were a lesbian.
If you were a lesbian. Most of the people in the chat, I'm going to assume, are guys.
I'm going to assume they are as well. So if they were lesbians, you know, would they bang Gates McFadden? I'm just saying. Because the thing is, it's not about would they bang her, it's about would she bang them back. So they still have to be lesbians. Obviously, Russell Hall, very much so. Keely Chow, yeah. Yeah, Russell Hall again. Alphonse the Grand Bear. Yeah, see, look, all the love for Gates McFadden. Longevity, only Dermot McQuaid and Holocron Library Fox. You're not getting in on that pussy. I'm just saying. Andy wants into that pussy. Longevity wants into that pussy. Darian Ford wants into that pussy. Everyone wants to love that pussy.
I'm just trying to take your side.
Hmm?
They're just taking your side because they want to tease me.
I think they're just taking Gates McFadden's side because it's her birthday and everyone deserves something nice on their birthday. You know?
That's true. Oh my gosh, it's going to be Peaches' birthday this month. Him and his twin. Oh my gosh, guess what? His twin presented his dissertation yesterday and just became a doctor.
Wow, congrats to him. That's amazing.
I know.
That is
I
fucking
know.
badass.
I know. Peaches got this like for his career. I've said Peaches is an engineer, but he did something that was like this huge milestone in his career this year, and so did his twin. So that's cool. So they're gonna have an extra special birthday.
Aw, that's really cool.
I know.
Supremely exciting for them both. Mm-hmm. Any plans yet, or still up in the air?
Yeah, we're gonna go up to his parents' house and up in the mountains because it's beautiful up there, and so it'll be us and the twins and more family.
That sounds fun. That sounds really fun.
I think the boys wanted to try going skiing. I haven't gone skiing in like over a decade, so I don't know if I'll go or not. I really hate the snow, so I might just be like, you know what, you boys go skiing, and I'll stay here and paint, or I'll hang out at the lodge and get hammered.
There you go. There's fun things to do on the mountain for everybody. Jeff has fun to ski. I want to get better at snow. I just went snowboarding once, but you know.
Oh, do you like the snow?
I do actually. Yeah, I like it. I'm not big on the cold, but if there's snow involved, I can fucks with it for a period of time.
Yeah. I'd have to like rent stuff because I don't have any more. I might actually be able to fit into my kids' stuff. Who knows?
Oh, you probably can, dude. You should refer to Peaches' as twin as Nectarine.
I almost wanted to call him. Fuck. What's not? Did you just say Nectarine or Nectar?
I said Nectarine.
Okay, that's. I don't know why I thought you said Nectar. That was. Well, no, I asked him and I was like, "Hey, what should I call you?" And he was just. I don't know. He came up with a dumb name, and I was like, "No, I'm not calling you that." I feel like Peaches just calls him twin, and I was like, I just call him like Peaches' twin. Yeah.
I kind of like Nectarine.
Yeah, I was like that's just easy so people don't get mixed up.
Exactly.
Did you know that Peaches' twin dated Bryan Singer?
No, I didn't know that. I don't think you ever told me that.
Yeah, he dated Bryan Singer.
That's exciting, maybe?
Well, Peaches said he was weird. But no, so Peaches' twin got to be on like all of the X-Men sets or something.
Oh, that is pretty cool.
Yeah, I was like, well, that worked out. And he let like Peaches drive like one of his like Lamborghinis or something, but he's like, yeah, that dude was weird.
Dude. So we have our cheese guy at Ralph's. It just basically sounds like it just like was the greatest thing where, you know, I don't know where his wife is from, but he's from like Alabama or something. And he came out here and, you know, was with this girl and they're both, you know, just people working to work. She's a makeup artist and he's a grocer. Like he works at the cheese counter at Ralph's. And she really made it as a makeup artist to the point where like she worked on the Watchmen TV show, and he was just telling us how she got to go up to like the Lucasfilm studios up in San Francisco and all that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
it would have been cooler back when it was still George's.
Oh, obviously. But yeah, she's like, it's just wild. She was saying how like she just got, it's like all of a sudden you're on there and it's like, would you like to connect to Lucasfilm Wi-Fi? And you're like, oh wow, shit. There you go.
That's cool.
Lucasfilm Wi-Fi, right? Oh, also, did you hear Tom Brady is making a fucking movie?
Why?
I don't know. Let me read these from Russell. I'll tell you more about this because I'll tell you how I discovered Tom Brady was making a movie too. Would you like, it says, yeah, no, if you want to give that jaw a workout. No, it doesn't need a workout. It needs to rest. It's been sucking too much dick. It needs to be rehabilitated. Russell Hall, who also says, even Peach's brother would lick it once, Anna. Ziggy
no, he won't. He thinks vaginas are disgusting.
Ziggy likes pussy, but not that kind. Gates McFadden ages like a fine wine. Extra vinaigrette. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Ew.
Fine wines age.
That was vile.
That was horrifying. That was a little bit horrifying. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, my God.
Also, guys, if you haven't yet, please smash the like button, please, and thank you.
Shockingly, thank you for reminding everyone. I should remind everyone to do that too. Please press the like button. Also, all of Anna's links that I can remember to put are in the description. So if you're not already following her everywhere on all three of her channels and her Instagram, Twitter, etc., make sure you do that. I don't think I put your Twitch in there. Sorry.
Is Jeff live right now?
He might be. So because we're going out of town, he moved the Thursday podcast to tonight. I don't know what time they're starting. So
okay, I just got a notification. It could be like that they go live in 30 minutes or something.
They're probably starting 5:30. It's their usual time. Yeah. Good. Would you like it? Says you develop a taste for it. Is that true?
Ew. Boys are gross.
They are. Story that I was saying, that I've now, I was like, exciting thing. And then I forgot what I was saying.
Look, it's halfway done.
Woo! I love how shiny. I just like the shinies. Oh, yes.
Your eyes are coming up.
Huh? Soon.
Yours and Jeff's eyes are coming up.
Please heads me up when you're going to do them because I would like try to watch if I am able. Like a creep. Like a creep. Shockingly, Baby Outlaw, yes, this movie that Tom Brady is producing is, in fact, about Tom Brady. Tom Brady is
oh my God.
Yeah, get this. He is producing a movie about a group of friends who take this epic road trip to go watch him win the Super Bowl that he won against the Atlanta Falcons. And he will start. He will start. Actually, I'll tell you what it's called. And the thing is, the funny part is this, I guess the press came out about this like 6 days ago. I did not see any of this because I fucking hate Tom Brady and don't care. But I found this out because I'll find where it is. I got a casting breakdown for this fucking thing. I guess they're looking for real people with real food trucks and stuff to do it. Where did it go? I was looking for what it was. I have the name of it in here. Where did it go?
People with real food trucks?
Yeah, I'm just sorry. I'm just like in my back in my email.
I don't know. That sounds kind of like a ripoff of Fanboys.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of going to see Star Wars, they want to go see Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. It's like, how did you get tickets to the Super Bowl?
Exactly. It's like,
what is your job, sir?
Where did that thing go? Because I saw did I delete it already? Because I was like, fuck this. Oh yeah, 80 for Brady. Here it is. Oh, there's a bunch of breakdowns for it. New role fit for you. 80 for Brady. DD Casting Company. Blah 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 blah. Yep. Searching for available experienced street vendors with their own rigs, food cart, ice cream cart, food trucks, sports swag rigs. Indicate your type of vendor. So guys, if you live in Los Angeles area and you do own a food truck or any kind of vendor truck and you don't hate Tom Brady with a burning fiery passion, let me know. I will direct you towards casting. If you're interested in that. Ooh, there's another breakdown. Let's see. What else do they want in addition to? Nope, just another one for street vendors. So yeah, I saw that and I was like, well, I don't fit the bill because I'm not a fucking street vendor. But there are certain projects that come through. Like I have not looked particularly closely at any of the breakdowns for the American Gigolo television show that they're producing that I keep getting breakdowns for.
American Gigolo?
Yeah, they're making a TV show. I don't want to be in it. I don't want to be in it. So I ignore those breakdowns because I'm like, I know that I'm not supposed to be choosy. I'm not supposed to be able to take what I can get. But no, I don't. I want to be in that. Tom, really, Doug, 209. Tom seems like an arrogant, stuck-up douchebag to me. He seems like an abjectly, like a overgrown crybaby who's never learned how to lose with grace.
So, like, how did he take not even making it to the last Super Bowl?
By teasing his retirement back and forth to keep himself in relevant part of the news cycle after the Super Bowl for as long as humanly possible. And then when he finally seemed like he was for sure going to retire, making an announcement about the movie he's making. That's how he's handling it. Trying to make himself, oh, well, if I can't play in the Super Bowl anymore, then I'm going to make a movie about the time that I did play in the Super Bowl. Like, really, Tommy? That is so fucking sad. And you can't even understand how sad it is.
So, like, how badly did he lose to, like, not even make it to the Super Bowl?
They got crushed, I'm pretty sure. They might have made a solid comeback in the fourth quarter, but like they got beat handily. In the first round.
Were they in like third place in the whole NFL? Fourth, fifth?
They were lower. They were actually not. So they made it to the playoffs. So they were high enough to get to the playoffs, which is good, but they were the wild card, I think. Or maybe they did. No. So they had to play in the wild card round, so they weren't the first seed by any stretch, and they lost in the wild card round. They lost in the first round. So of the playoffs. So it's like, yeah, they still made it to the playoffs, which is impressive, but first round. Tom Brady has not lost. Tom Brady has not had to play a wild card round in a hot minute. Oh yeah, and they were playing so they had to play the Rams in the Rams house. The thing is, like, I know the Rams won the Super Bowl. I was not impressed with that team. It's also like they probably shouldn't have won because of the referees and the things, but whatever. The Rams were a beatable team. You know, that's why it's like, great, hooray for them. They won the Super Bowl. LA's happy, huzzah. But like, they were a very beatable team. They're not one of those like, oh my God, it's not like the previous years when the Patriots have won the Super Bowl and everyone just kind of fucking rolled over for them because that was always going to happen. You know, the Rams are a very beatable team. So it's not that. It's not like, oh, well, they lost to the Rams.
What's the purpose of Tom, like, trading teams? He just like trade. Basically, they wouldn't pay or not
pay him anymore. Yeah, the Patriots are like, you have 1 to 2 years left on your contract. If we pay you all of this money, we will be up against the salary cap, so we won't be able to pay for other skilled players. So in those 2 years, when you invariably retire anyway, because you can't cheat death, Tom, sorry, our team is going to be in shambles because which is what he already did to them once, essentially. They had this backup guy who was waiting in the wings to be his future replacement named Jimmy Garoppolo. He got unhappy with Jimmy Garoppolo as his backup because he was showing all this flash of potential. And he made it clear it's me or him. If you keep Garoppolo around as my future replacement, I'm walking. And what Bill Belichick should have said is bye, bitch, because what he did instead to keep Brady happy was got rid of Garoppolo halfway through the season. Garoppolo went to San Francisco to the 49ers and has taken them to the playoffs. And like every season that he's managed to stay healthy for them. Which has been his one struggle. But other than that, the Niners have been an excellent franchise under Garoppolo, way better than the Patriots have been without Brady. So essentially, yeah, it was his team that didn't want to keep him because he was being selfish. I want all this money for my fame and my glory, and screw you. So he jumped ship to go to a franchise that had everything but a quarterback. They had a good coaching staff.
Is it just me, or does he sound like a Slytherin to you?
Yeah, no, is
Tom Brady a Capricorn?
I don't know.
When's his birthday?
I do.
When's Tom Brady's birthday, everyone?
Someone look it up. I don't care enough about him to look it up. I do.
No, I want to know if my theory is right.
I'll listen to whatever somebody answers, but someone else has to look it up because I hate him.
I'm putting leafing on, or else I would.
Someone will look it up and post it in the chat for us. In the meantime, would you lick it? It says Gates McFadden bends over and spreads it. For every 6 seconds you look, a bag of extra hot Cheetos falls out of it. How long do you stare into the void?
Oh God. Russell, that's disturbing. I really want extra hot Cheetos.
So, how many seconds?
That's just teasing. I wouldn't do it, but that's like all of myself. Like,
like a minute.
I want
mean,
extra. That's just mean.
You're
I
just
want extra
looking
hot
at that
Cheetos.
point. You don't have to do anything. You're just looking.
I don't want to look at it. That's just weird.
Yeah, but like,
Because like
what?
once you see it, you can't unsee it.
That's true, but we've all seen vaginas before. You know, we know what they look like.
I know, but I don't want to see somebody else's. I had to do that enough in college, and it was disturbing. Do you know how like gross it is to see like an 80-year-old woman naked, and then an 80-year-old man, and then you have to draw them for 3 hours?
I've
Yeah.
never had to do it, so
I've done it.
Andy, yes, Anna's actually the person who introduced me to the astrology app that confirmed that Jeff and I are 100% compatible and clearly the ones for each other.
What oh did he say what his zodiac sign was?
No, he's a fire sign, Baby Al's a water sign. I mean, we'll drop your zodiacs, guys. Drop your zodiacs. I'm a Sagittarius.
If he's a fire sign, then he's not a Capricorn. Capricorn is an earth sign.
All right, is he a fire sign? Okay.
I'll
See,
look it
August
up.
3rd. Okay, August 3rd. There it goes. Wait, sorry, no, August 3rd, Leo. Somebody says Leo. August 3rd, Leo. He's a Leo.
Oh, that does make sense.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, that does 100%. 100%. Well, I mean, Russell Hall makes a good point. You can't unsee it, so why not keep staring? I mean, at that point, you've already seen it. So if you're gonna go for 6 and get one, bag of hot Cheetos, why not just get a zillion bags of hot Cheetos? Yeah. There you go. All right. So, words. See it. Scorpio, Libra, Sag. Longevity's a stop sign. I'm a Sagittarius. We knew that, Andy. I don't know which one I am. Every time someone tells me, I forget. Well, it's based on whatever you're born. So there you go. Hey, 2 Warbet. Are you actually, wait, sorry. I'm assuming that's a vet of 2 wars, not a World War II vet, because I'd be like, whoa, you're really old. You probably don't know how the internet works. Vet of 2 wars is just as impressive. Thank you for your service, by the way. And power to the fellow Scorpios. Sagittarius is out there. You're okay as a Scorpio. It's okay, baby apple. You're not. Anna's a Scorpio, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anna is a Scorpio. She just makes it. Anna is a Scorpio the way I'm a Sagittarius. We're ends of the previous month. So as opposed to the proper.
But I'm not on the cusp because I'm still in the I'm still safe within the Scorpio rings. You know what's weird?
Same.
I think Giselle photographs really well, but I don't know. Her features have always been strange to me. Like, they're very harsh features, but she photos really well. Tom Brady's wife.
Yeah, Giselle Bundchen, the model. I mean, yeah, I think she has that like. It's that high fashion model thing.
Yeah.
Where they're purposefully a little bit androgynous. Like there's a weird ambiguity that high fashion models are supposed to have in their features. I think she very much embodies that. Yeah. Yep. It's funny too because you see it like you'll see it. Everyone thinks, oh, these are the pinnacles of attractiveness, but they're actually like the male aesthetic and the female aesthetic in high fashion at the highest points of what's considered high fashion actually look the most similar, where they go for the women with more pronounced features, jawlines, cheekbones and stuff, and men with softer ones there's like a weird blend, there's a weird sameness that they get out of that look. Would you lick? It says Scorpios lick the best snooch. I don't know if that's true. My Libra does a hell of a job. So I'm just saying. I did date a Scorpio who was solid, and then a Cancer, I guess, who was terrible in bed. So there's that. But he was a nice guy. Whoa! Oh my God, my Scorpios might be great lovers, Sean McLeod, but they're also fucking head cases. No offense, Anna. The men are freaking. Scorpio women. I have great friends with Scorpio women all the time, but I will not date Scorpio men. No. I mean. I don't date any men ever again, which is convenient, but yeah, no. No Scorpio. They're great lovers. They're wild and passionate and fun. but they're also psychotic, completely fucking psychotic, and impossible.
We're not that bad.
Huh?
You know what it is? It's Scorpios are a little bit of a control freak sometimes, but they don't tell you that they want control. And Sagittariuses are just free spirits
who do not like to.
I don't think a Scorpio man and a Sagittarius woman would really work very well.
No, part of it also is Sagittarius. We are ruled by our emotions, and
so are Scorpio.
But like in opposite ways, where like we are very Sagittarius are very expulsive about our emotions, and Scorpios are very retentive. We're like the polar opposites in that way, and so it's like cats and dogs. I think Sagittarius, Scorpio women friends are great because it's like they'll in the right balance. The Sagittarius knows what the Scorpio is feeling without the Scorpio having to say it or explain it or whatever, and the Sagittarius can finally relax a little bit and not feel like they have to be so demonstrative all the time. You know, it's actually very nice and balancing. But then when Sagittarius woman and a Scorpio man, it becomes, and I think probably even the same thing if it's the genders are reversed too, but just when it's a love relationship, then the Sagittarius basically is full of feelings all of the time, and they're trying to get the Scorpio to engage with them on that feelings level. And the Scorpio's like, no, that's not how I feelings, bro. That's not how we do feelings over here. And it's just very,
you know, that's funny because there was this one guy that wanted to date me that was a Sagittarius, and I'm like, not right now, but like, you're too much for me. And it's like, if you're too much of an emotional, I wouldn't say wreck, but like, it's just too much. Like, I need a break.
It becomes a burden for both people because they both basically take on each other's emotional burdens. The Scorpio freaks out because they're taking on all of that emotional life, that like magnitude of the Sagittarius that they don't fucking want, but they feel like they have to deal with. It's being foisted upon them. And the Sagittarius feels like they're carrying all of Scorpio's emotions that they're not letting out because they're like, how can you keep these all in? And they're like, they feed off of that. So it's like, no, it's like cats and dogs. Basically.
Yeah.
It's terrible. But again,
good at burying everything.
Yep. But friend pairs, again, that's a perfect balance when it's friend pairs. When you don't,
it really is. It works out well. Jesse knows my mood's pretty spot on.
Mm-hmm. And I probably yell less around you than around a lot of other people.
Yeah.
True story. Obviously, the matriarchy accepting. But
yeah, well, we're talking about other stuff, not each other.
Yeah, it's funny. Even when we talk about stuff that gets us riled up, like one-on-one, we rarely get like as like crazy as I get on camera.
Well, we don't take it personally.
Yeah.
Like even remember when we were in Chicago, and you're like, I can't believe like we didn't kill each other.
Right? We were both so shocked. We were like, I thought I never.
I made it through a week, and we still get along.
Exactly. I'm like, I have never stayed in a single room with another human being this long and not wanted to kill them. So congratulations. Yeah. That was, and we'd like still
I think I'm a very considerate, I guess that wasn't technically a roommate, but bunkmate, I guess.
Yeah, I try to be too. I think it's like, I always just think there's the perfect balance of roommatiness, of bunkmating, of like, you have to be a little bit considerate and you have to be a little bit understanding, you have to have a certain
when
amount.
Jesse says, hey, let's get drunk and watch a unicorn store, and I'm like, there better be a fucking palate cleanser.
Yeah, and then I got to show you
which is the hammer is my penis.
Exactly. now you know the hammer is your penis and life is better. Everything's improved.
Yes, it is. And
we gotta go to that scary liquor store. That was fun.
That was didn't he like understand me when I was trying to get tequila? And he like kept bringing me the wrong one. I'm like, no, the green one.
Yes. Oh my god.
I like vaguely remember that.
I can't remember. I got something weird and red, but it was good. I don't remember what it was now. I don't remember if it was like a liqueur or like a weird wine or something. It was a night. It was a time. Oh yeah. I guess we should like do something for Star Wars Celebration this year.
Are you going?
I mean, it's like here.
Yeah. I never got my tickets canceled because I bought mine like right when they went on sale the last time, and then COVID happened. So they said, if you just don't refund it, you'll have like the roll around ticket. So I was like, okay.
There you go. I guess you got tickets then.
Yeah. Got a ticket.
You have ticket. Yeah, I mean, at the very least, like if there are people who are going to be coming out to it, we can schedule some fan events. Certainly, I mean, we should definitely at least do that. So that's yeah. Ooh, my hand. My hand is like now. Why are my hands sore? Why have all this like weird? Is this residual? Is this tension in my jaw that's now filtered down to the ends of my hands? I feel like that's happened.
I need more juice.
Oh yeah, see, Andy, it's another friend pairing there. Andy's a Sag and Baby Outlaw is a Scorpio, and they get along. They tight. They tight.
Everyone, there's change of plans. I was saying that I was going to be in Dallas on Thursday, which would be tomorrow. I'm actually not. They rescheduled me for next week on Tuesday. So I will be in Dallas Tuesday on You Are Here. And Christy's also going to be there.
Cool. That'll be exciting. Would you look? It says, I've got your palate cleanser right here.
God damn it, Russell.
What more do you expect?
Can you guys hear that dog barking?
No. I can hear a bird tweeting.
Fucking birds.
I got your juice right here. There you go. Russell also has juice for you. It's vagina juice. But...
Russell, you're disgusting.
Macy Van Dusen says, hey all, just here to say boo and happy birthday, Gates. And now I'm gone. Have a great stream. Thank you for popping in. Macy
Thank you, Macy.
Thank you for the hello, the goodbye, the love. Delightful. Alexander the Great, you're an aquarium. Anna left her house. She was telling me how she left her house the other day or today or something.
I did leave my house today. It was strange
Random happenstance.
I am going to be leaving my house.
Oh yes, yeah. She'll actually be leaving the whole state, in fact.
I will.
LA
for a
County
day.
Finally dropped the bulk of its mask mandation.
I heard. I was like, that's convenient. Remember, I went when I went to meet with you and Kelly, and I'm like, I don't even have a mask.
Right. Like
when you guys started putting yours on, I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
What is this place?
I know. The weirds. That's fine. Honestly, I have come around on the masks for one simple reason. I hate humans. They disgust me and freak me out a little bit. And so now I sometimes like, I don't have to breathe their air. Like I'm that person now where I'm just like, I'm putting this on because I don't want to breathe your air. Like I don't have a problem. I'm not afraid of COVID. I'm not an issue. But if I have this mask with me and I see a certain type of people and I don't want to share my air with you, I'm not going to breathe your air. I'm going to put my fucking mask on so I don't have to breathe your gross ass air. You look like you have diseases, other airborne things, possibly in addition to COVID that I don't want to catch. So I'm put this on so I don't have to breathe your air.
I love how like none of the homeless got COVID.
Right. Because they were outside breathing fresh air. It's like the worst possible. Are we getting Dr. Seuss? I hope we're getting Dr. Seuss now. Would you lick it on a plane?
Dr. Seuss.
Would you lick it on a train? Would you lick it in a car? Would you lick it very far? Would you lick
Russell.
It had hair. Would you lick it if it were bare? Would you lick it if it were slick? Would you lick it real quick?
Ew.
Would you lick it if it were dry? Would you lick it in a pie? Would you lick it on a shelf? Would you lick it if it belonged to an elf?
Russell, you are disgusting.
Russell only said the first part. The rest of that was all me. Russell only said, would you lick it on a plane? The entire rest of it. No, now he said, would you lick it on a train? So thank you, Russell.
God damn it, Jesse.
But literally all the rest of that was me. Off the cuff. You're welcome.
You're terrible.
Thank you. Russell, I challenge you to do better. I was pretty proud of a couple of those in there. Would you lick one covered in hair? Would you lick it if it was bare? I mean, that was pretty good. Would you lick it if you were shy? Would you lick it if you were a guy?
No.
Not even if you were a guy?
No.
All right, chat, couplets. Lick it couplets. Give me your lick it couplets. What's a couplet? 2 lines. All right, you all have to do. So Russell's already got the first one down. Would you lick it on a plane? Would you lick it on a train? We are going to write the Dr. Seuss poem for Gates McFadden's birthday. Thank you, 2Orbit. Thank you. Write your couplets. Add to our poem. We're gonna write a beautiful poem for Gates McFadden. Look at that beautiful lady. Someone said she's 73. Goddamn. If I could look like that when I'm 73, I'll be very happy. If I looked at that right now, I'd be like, that's fine. Would you lick it on a trek? What about a holodeck?
That's like something Riker would say.
That was pretty good, Russell. That was good. I like it. I approve. Jonathan Frakes approves too. Would you lick it in the hay? Would you lick it if you were gay? Nice, Alexander the Great. I appreciate you guys jumping in. We're writing poetry here. It's all we can do. Beautiful poetry.
Oh my God. So somebody posted something like super annoying on Instagram. And I was like, who the fuck is this? Who am I following? And then I realized, I'm like, oh my God, this is, what's his face is John F. Kennedy's grandson. And I was like, why am I following this person? I don't have any recollection of ever following this person. And then I scrolled far back enough in the timeline. I'm like, oh, it's because there's a picture of a dog. I probably saw the dog picture and followed the account. And I'm like, that's random. Unfollow, you're stupid. I don't know why I just thought of that right this second, but I did. Something you said reminded me of it.
Licking it, maybe? Russell says, I'm not hearing a no. So
I'm saying no to everything.
Would you lick it on a tie? Would you lick it in a pie?
No.
Would you lick it
Ew,
in labor? Would you lick it for a lightsaber?
No. Wait, a real one? No. No.
For a lightsaber? For a real lightsaber?
No.
Would you lick it? Says, yeah, don't be gay, Anna. One lick. Because obviously it'll somehow make you gayer to not lick the vagina than to lick the vagina.
I'll say this. If any of these guys would be willing to, like, lick a dick, then we can talk.
All right, whose dick would you suck, Russell? Whose dick will you trade? Whose dick will you
Russell
suck?
has no shame.
That's fair. Okay.
He's going to say Cecil.
That's fair. Oh my God, Andy. He's like, would you lick it on my snatch? I'm too tired to think of anything funny. Would you lick it on my snatch? Would you lick it while playing catch? Would you lick it playing polo? Would you lick it for Han Solo? I'm just making yours better, Alexander. You're not the only one who's good at wordplay here. Puns aren't the only form of wordplay out there. So just improving your meter, just so you know, because unlike fucking JD Payne of fucking Amazon, Amazon's Rings of Power show, I fucking understand how to write in meter. Would you lick it? It says, let's not be vulgar, Jesse. There's your answer. I guess he won't suck a dick for you.
There you go.
He will not.
There you go, Russell.
He will not trade a dick suck.
We're at a crossroads.
For a clit lick. Will not trade a little sucking for a little cunnilingus. Okay, if Gates McFadden had a dick, would you lick?
No.
But what if she was a guy?
She's a ginger.
She looks very blonde right here.
She's not blonde. She's a ginger.
Whatever.
She's probably dyeing it white or blonde to be old because she's old.
She's probably just gone or just has it may have just naturally turned gray because she's old.
Yeah.
What if that was? Do you think
there's one episode that I think would be Russell's favorite episode of The Next Generation? It's in season 7. It's where her grandmother dies, and so she has this candle that's been in her family since they were living in the Scottish Highlands, and it's actually this alien entity that it's like a romance novel, Jesse. It's like this alien entity that lives in this candle that comes to life as a personified handsome man that just gives them pleasure. And I'm like, this is a romance novel, but it's in Star Trek.
Cool.
And he turns their eyes green. I feel like that's Russell's favorite episode.
Yeah, probably. I also feel like I've maybe weirdly seen this. Whatchamacallit? Words escaping. Oh, no, that just gave me a really weird idea of like, what if you had a character that was so dumb that they thought that older people all just dyed their hair gray and white as a sign of that they were older and like didn't realize that people's hair just turned white and gray.
I thought that my mom was doing that when I was younger, because she accidentally dyed her hair because my mom's bleach blonde, but she would dye it so that way, you know, it would stay blonde because sometimes like her hair would turn green and like if she swam in a pool. And so I was like, Mommy, are you trying to be old like grandma?
Oh,
She got mad because she dyed it the wrong color.
that's too funny.
I was like 2 though.
I can't remember exactly how old I was when my mom cut her hair really short. She tried it once and she grew it back out. But I remember just being in a really weird place of like being mature enough to realize that I should be nice about my mom's haircut because nobody wants to hear that their haircut, you know, is too. I actually liked it on her. I thought it should look good on her, but it was different, you know. But like I was mature enough to know that you should not make someone feel bad about their appearance. But I also wasn't mature enough to like not be able to speak my mind about my mom's appearance, you know, and having.
What did you? Well, how short did she cut it?
She went full on like not like a more symmetrical version of what mine is, kind of, you know, like just kind of a. I don't know what you.
Well, how long was your mom's hair before she cut it?
She only shoulder length. She kept it in a ponytail and stuff, so it wasn't like crazy drastic. But she'd always worn it in a ponytail, so I was always used to seeing it that one really specific way. And then all of a sudden, it was like all down around her head. It was very different, and so I was like,
"Did your sister have long hair?"
Oh yeah, my sister had long hair most of her life. Most of her life.
And so like, what was the longest you? Well, when did you start cutting your hair short?
The longest my hair has ever been, it kissed my shoulders when I was 10. And I was like, oh my God, this is way too long. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. For the most part, I have been cutting my hair to like my old haircut would be just a straight like bob to under my ears. I've been doing that since elementary school. Because I cut my own hair when I was in like kindergarten or the summer before first grade. And I did a horrible job. And so I had this retarded short haircut. I looked like a boy in my first grade class pictures. And then I never let it grow out much further after that. Like I said, the longest that I ever let it grow down to was the tops of my shoulders when I was 10. But pretty much in the fall and in the spring, I'd get a haircut and I'd get it cut, you know, back up to there and then let it grow. And when I was 14, I started getting layers or like 13 or 14 around there, like around middle school, started getting layers. And high school was when I started really shrinking, started getting shorter.
Did you ever like want long hair or no?
Never in my life.
No, you never like saw like sometimes I don't know, like Lord of the Rings with like the elves and like you see their beautiful long flowing hair. You never wanted it?
I wanted to be Aragorn.
He had long hair.
His was longer than mine, but it was still, you know, shorter.
I know, but I mean, you never like just thought, oh, like it would be cute to like have my hair like this.
Nope. I have had dreams where I have longer hair and I hate them. I'm miserable. I wake up every time and it's like, even if it's not a nightmare, I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, thank God I don't have that stupid ass hair. Yeah. No,
Have you ever tried on like a long hair wig?
Yep. I wore one actually to school for a day once just for funsies, just for shits and giggles because I was a weird kid like that. Actually wore a really realistic one once just for funsies. Like, again, just for funsies. Just like, why not? Just try it out. Yeah, nope, didn't like it, didn't want it, didn't need it. It was fine. It was like, it's cool. But that to me, I was like, yeah, if I ever need to get my kicks, doing it with a wig is just fine for me.
Yeah. Yeah, you're the exact opposite of me. I'm like, if my like right now, I get self-conscious because I think my hair is too short. Like I hate how short my hair is right now, and I'm like, it's still like long, you know, but I hate how short it is.
Yeah. No, that's polar opposite of me. I'm like that. Your hair, where it is now, I would die at that length. I would be like, oh God, what do I do with this? Hannah, would you like it inside a barn? Would you like it with candy corn?
No. Why would you ruin candy corn?
Would you take her to Japan and let her go up your Rodan?
No.
Russell wants you to know that his favorite episodes are the ones with camel toe.
So season 1, and then the one with Tasha Yar's sister.
Would you lick it because you are messy? Would you lick it to save Jesse? This comes from
You know what?
Alexander.
Jesse's had a great life.
Harsh.
Jesse and Cecil have both had great lives.
You know what? I'm just going to take that. Like, honestly, I could be offended by that, but instead I'm going to say thank you. And I'm going to take that as my get out of jail free card that I don't have to feel guilty about not performing sexual favors to save your life. So
Thank you.
there you go. That's fine. That's fair. If that's where our friendship, like, that's like, it's not even a friend. It's not like a level thing. It's just like, everyone's got to come to their own agreements. Like, are we the type of people who will, you know, put ourselves through deep sexual trauma to save the other person's life? No, that's just not a thing we're willing to live with. Okay, cool.
Yeah, like I
I'm
wouldn't
happy.
like if it was like Jesse get raped by these guys to save Anna. I'd be like, you know what, Jesse, I've lived long enough.
It's been a good run. Now, if it was like, Jesse get raped by Nathan Fillion to save Anna's life, I'd be like, well, it's not going to be rape. So
I know. Yeah, but what if it turns out like he's like an actual like psychopath that has people in his basement and stuff like that, and has like been murdering and like torturing kids, and you found that out, and then he's just like, I'm gonna rape you now.
Is he also going to torture and kill me?
No, he's gonna torture and kill me if you don't like let him rape you.
It's still Nathan Fillion.
But he murdered kids.
Yeah, but he's going to murder you and not me. So, like, if I don't sleep with him, if I don't let him rape me, then he murders you horribly, and then I never got to sleep
And
with
the
him.
kids. And the kids.
And the kids.
And the kids in his
Or
basement.
No,
because like, what if it's like in Donnie Darko where Patrick Swayze had all those like the sex slave basement?
Well, I still need to see Donnie Darko, but you just gave me the most compelling reason I've ever heard to watch it, so thank you.
What
Did
I just spoil Donnie Darko for you?
No, you just literally gave me the only reason I ever had to watch it. I guess it's a spoiler.
What?
Dude,
What?
The fact that Patrick Swayze has
How have you not seen Donnie Darko?
Because I don't care about things that other kids cared about when it was popular. And I was too busy
It's
not
so
giving a shit.
good.
I was too busy making up languages in Elvish and, you know, setting the foundation back then for my outrage now about the fucking Rings of Power show. So, oh my God, could be worse. He could force you to listen to the Wurzels on repeat.
To what?
Well, I don't know why Andy is suddenly so down on this song. He's the one who introduced me to it, and it's growing on me. It's called the Combine Harvester song. And, well, I think I just have to show it to you. I don't think there's really an easier. I don't think that YouTube's gonna be mad at me for, you know, sharing videos, but it really is worth it though.
What is it?
It's a song by a group called the Wurzels. And they're from the UK. They're from Yorkshire, something like that.
Oh.
One of those places. And they wrote this song called Combine Harvester. And, well, I'm going to share it with you. Share it with all of you. Would you lick it? Says it doesn't ruin the candy corn. Gross. Double gross because I already hate candy corn. Yes, thank you, Patrick T. Candy corn is pre-ruined. No amount of pussy juice or jizz.
Candy corn is great.
Would you lick it? Says, okay, what if Gates McFadden puts on the Darko mask? Psst.
No, you mean Frank's mask?
I don't know. I've never seen this shit.
I wanted to be Frank the Rabbit for Halloween for so many years.
I have seen The Mask, but I don't know anything else about it.
Oh, you want to see Frank? This is Frank.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that image. I'm familiar. Did you? Oh, wait. Hold it up again. Hold it up again. Hold it up again. Hold it up again.
It's not finished.
It's awesome, though.
Thanks.
That's right.
I never touched it. You know, Frank is a time-traveling bunny rabbit.
It's badass. Would you lick it if she
I
puts
can't
on
believe you haven't seen. Out of all the movies, I would never have expected you to have not seen Donnie Darko.
Everyone thinks I should have seen it. I think that's why, though. I think I was like, already I just had that Donnie Darko vibe as a teenager. And so everyone was like, oh, you see Donnie Darko, right? And I'm like, nah. Like, what? And so it just made me like, fuck you. I'm never going to see it now because fuck you.
Oh my God, you would love Donnie Darko.
Oh, I know. And I'll watch it eventually. I have like no issue. And I'm just like, no, I'll get around to it.
You know what you should do the way I watched it you need to watch it stoned off your ass. Because
Obviously.
they're gonna get to a point in the movie where you're like, is this fucking real? Because that happened with me. I was like, am I just that high, or is that really on this movie?
Yeah, no, that was my plan. That was my plan. That was why I've heard. I've also heard, like, in general, you know, as an adult especially, that is the best way to enjoy it. Because if you're like at a certain age, it's like, oh my God, this blows my mind. But then you get to a point where you're like, this is like a little been done before.
No,
then,
it hasn't.
but then if you're really high, you're like, holy shit. Any hoozle. Well, this hopefully will blow your mind as much as it did to me.
I drove my tractor through your A-snack last night. I threw me pitchfork at your dog to keep
Make sure you glance up at this video at least a couple of times.
Me that you avoiding me.
That guy's playing a banjo in front of a tractor.
You got something I need.
And they're British.
'Cause I got a brand new combine harvester, and I'll give you the key.
Did you ever hear the song?
What
Come
the
on now,
hell?
let's get together in perfect harmony.
Yep.
I got 20 acres, and you
So-
got 43.
Nah, they're from the West
Now I
Country,
got a brand
says
new
Andy
combine
McCallum.
harvester, I'll give you the key. You may laugh.
That's the Combine Harvester song. Did you ever hear the song "She Thinks My Tractor's Sexy" by Kenny Chesney?
Of course I have.
It's just like the British version of that song. It's now stuck in my head. Now every day I'm just like, 'cause I gotta do a Combine Harvester. I'll give you the key. It's gonna go in my list with the fucking coconut song. Coconut.
The coconut song? What's that?
A coconut nut is a giant nut. If you eat too much, you'll get very fat. As the coconut nut is a big, big nut. If this delicious nut is not a nut, it's the cocoa fruit. It's the cocoa fruit from the cocoa tree. From the cocoa tree in the cocoa palm family. Yeah. Yeah, it's just like a weird little animation that goes then on YouTube. And Jeff and I got high and watched that way too many times at the beginning of the pandemic. That and the worst song ever, which is still in the rotation. That's a delight. I think I've shown you that one though.
I don't know.
Well, Andy McCallum, I might make a motion to make the Combine Harvester song the Comfy Bitches theme song. It's
What's that?
Oh, Comfy Bitches is my awesome 1-7 live show now. My friend Hadass and I just get together and we put on a movie and we talk over it.
Oh yeah. Whatchamacallit? I was thinking there's God, I had a great movie idea for you and I totally forgot about it now. It's gonna bug me. I was like, this would be great for you guys to watch and comment on.
Dude, yeah, Batman and Robin went great. We now have an initiative. Whoever the highest gifter is during the Comfy Bitches stream will get a personalized message from me and Hadass afterwards. Also, anybody who drops more than 50K in baby coin during the stream will get to pick our next movie, which Andy did. So he was the highest donator and that person. So we are watching Hot Fuzz. We're taking this week off since I will be out of town, but next Sunday we'll reconvene to do Hot Fuzz. That is only on 1-7 Live. So make sure you check that out. If you haven't downloaded 1-7 Live yet, just wait for like a few more days because I'm about to get an affiliate link, which means that I will just make $10 every time somebody is like, yeah, I will totally download 1-7 Live because 1-7 Live is like, oh, wow, you literally you know what I had to do to get this special privilege? This thing, which for the rest of the internet who doesn't know, an affiliate link is something that it's a part of sponsorship that a lot of like if you're getting a sponsorship deal, an affiliate link is one of the ways that you'll get that deal. You've seen this around all the time where your person says, click this link, I will get X dollars every time you make a purchase using this link, or I will get a kickback or whatever. You get this percentage off and then I get whatever. That's an affiliate link basically. And so typically that's where you see affiliate links popping up is in something like that is like, oh, somebody reached out to you to say, hey, will you advertise my product for me? And in return, every time somebody uses your link, you get money. Cool. So 1-7 Live integrated that kind of idea for their own streamers. And they said, so instead of like, oh, if you'll advertise our product for us, if you're going to advertise our product for us, we want to make sure you're the best ambassadors for our product. So in order to get said affiliate link, you complete your streamer orientation and 3 workshops that they do along with it. So they have this workshop series. It's your orientation. It's how to understand the events that run in the app. It's how to learn how to monetize your talents, how to market and brand yourself, basically. And so it's like literally just really useful information. So like, all right, if you take these workshops and prove that you're serious about streaming and understand how to do it, we'll give you this link. And then anyone you bring into the app, you're basically acting as an ambassador for our app now. Anyone you bring in, we give you a kickback for that. It's really nice. Can you imagine if YouTube was like, we'll give you $10 every time somebody uses your link to sign up for YouTube?
Oh, YouTube is way too cheap for that.
But that's literally what this company's doing. And this company makes so much less money than YouTube. And yet this is the problem. You're right. You know, the companies being cheap is the problem with the platforms. 17 Live is not an American company. That's why they're not cheap. They're like, yeah, we'll just do it the right way. The end. So
what country owns it?
Japan.
Okay.
Yeah, they're also partially based in Taiwan as well, but Japan is their main headquarters. And the founder, the CEO, is Japanese as well. I was like, I'm gonna learn about this guy. It's like, I should know about the person who runs the company that I technically work for. So, because unlike YouTube, I actually feel like I'm a part of this company. That's a really nifty. I finally did my last workshop last night, so getting that link, so all that fun stuff. The guy who runs those workshops, like many of the other people who are working in the American office right now, are former streamers, people who were career streamers, came over to 17 Live as streamers, and then got really involved in community development and got offered jobs. This guy doesn't stream anymore because he just works full-time basically as a talent manager for streamers via the streaming platform. That is, again, imagine YouTube was like, hey, Anna, you've been really successful on this platform for a really, really long time, and you've helped other smaller creators grow. Would you like to stop worrying about making content and just be paid a full-time job to interface with the community and help other streamers figure out how to be better streamers and help us figure out how to build a better community for them?
I'd say no.
Can you fucking imagine, though? Like, can you imagine? If that,
yeah, the people that they hired from YouTube just don't know anything about anything.
But can you imagine if they actually did that? If they actually pulled the front lines, streamers straight off of their platform and plugged them into community positions where they were actually directly interfacing, working with people live, The reason 17 Live does this, like, you get a talent manager. I was originally skeptical. I was like, don't give me a talent manager. What percentage of my money are they taking? Because I'm used to, talent managers, agents and stuff in life. They take, if they're SAG franchise agents, they take 10%. If they're other types of managers, they take anywhere from 15 to 20%. And if they're taking more than that and they're not in another type of management, don't go with them. That was why, by the way, another fun behind the scenes things. You guys, if you're smaller creators, might see some of those talent. What?
I'm gonna move my camera so I can sit at my desk.
That's
my legs are hurting.
Did you ever get solicited by one of those like YouTube talent management companies or anything?
Oh, like every fucking day. I just don't even respond to that stuff because I'm like, it's just soliciting, and I'm one of those people that I have no soliciting on my door. So I'm very against any of that. I'm like, I can do it myself.
Exactly. And did you ever read into one of these things to see how much they take?
No, I have no interest.
Most of them, most companies that advertise themselves as YouTube talent management take anywhere from 30 to 50% of your revenue. And that's on top of what YouTube's already taking from you. So they do what they say. They do legitimately. Sometimes they take more. Sometimes they'll take, I've seen ones that take up to 75%. And the thing is, they do what they say, which is they get you out there, they get you into communities, they get you growth. But they get you an artificial growth that is based on the connections and avenues and communities they're already a part of. That if you can't sustain on your own by learning to be a better creator, you're going to be signing over 80% of your paycheck to them every month, basically, because you're never going to make enough on your own to pay yourself back, to make it worth it. It's the YouTube version of a pyramid scheme, essentially. And so I was very skeptical when 17 Live was like, hey, we've assigned you a talent manager. And I was like, I don't know if I want one. They're like, they don't take any of your money. And I'm like, oh, why do you give them to me though? And they're like, oh, to help you be better at what you do. And I'm like, why? Like, this is how suspicious I am from doing all this shit where I'm just like, my initial, I was like, oh, why? And I was like, what is going on here? And now I have this person who meets with me every other week. And we have these really chill conversations, and they're all just about how we're going to build more content on my platform to make it grow better. And it's cool. It's like, dude, imagine this, right? Imagine that you were like, oh, I have this show, The Jack Show. It's really popular. It does well every single week. So I'm going to tell YouTube, hey, YouTube, I do this show called The Jack Show that's really popular, and this is what we do, and this is how it works every week. And YouTube was like, that's awesome. So every week we're going to stick it on our front page for everyone to fucking see because, you know, it's that. That's what they do with you. They're like, oh, cool. You submitted this show, like comfy bitches. I've literally sent in a fucking submission sheet that's like, yeah, I would like to do the show. It's called Comfy Bitches. We will sit on a couch and talk over a movie that will play for you on Discord, and you will give us money. The end. And 17 Live is like, this sounds so great. Approved. It's going to be a promoted stream. We'll promote your content. And I'm like, this is amazing. I don't understand why every platform doesn't work like this. It's golden. It's magical. It's like, I don't know. Ooh, I got a bat. I'm a recommended streamer now. I got like a banner. I got a recommend. They just, and again, didn't apply for this, didn't ask for this. I mean, I want it very, very much. Straight up just get an email. They're like, hey, so we've identified you as a really great streamer on our platform. And so we put this banner right over your stream that just says you're a recommended streamer every time you stream. And all you have to do is just make sure you keep streaming and schedule your streams and like be awesome like you are. And we'll keep doing it for the next 3 months. Hooray. And I'm just like, oh, I live in a meritocracy now. Whoa. It's so nice. I feel like, do you remember when I made that video where I called YouTube my abusive boyfriend, basically? Maybe not. Anna's just tapped into Goldie. Oh, you're muted, by the way. You're still muted.
I've been talking too. I've been like mumbling as you talked. Yes, I do remember.
Yeah, well, have you ever had that where like you've had a really shitty relationship with a friend or like a vaguely abusive one with a boyfriend or something like that, and then you like suddenly get into a much better one and you're like, oh my God, this is what it's supposed to feel like.
Yeah.
That's how I feel streaming on this fucking platform. I'm just like, Also, low-key, like and this is why I'm like, Anna, you should do this for your art stuff, is because the lack of the ability to show censored content or censored copyrighted material. It's so nice. It's just delightful. It makes life so much easier to just be able to put on background music and be like, yeah, I'm not charging people to listen to this music. I am like, I don't know. I just, there's, if I have paid for the music that I'm playing on my stream and and it's just background, I understand if someone's like, I'm a DJ over here and I'm just getting paid to spin your jams, then okay. I get why, you know, our artists would want to, you know, jump on that. But, you know, I'm just playing your tunes in background as I do everything else, and everything else in my stream, the actual production value, the content, etc., is what the value of the stream is. Then I'm not really monetizing your music, am I? Because if I'm not using your music, I'm just going to use someone else's royalty-free shit, or someone who's not going to care. So, like, that's where I think. And so YouTube has worked to try to fix this a little bit. They do a split thing now, where if they identify something and they're like, oh, we think you did a cover, they do a split revenue. Okay, you get, as if you've covered a song, you know, you get a portion of the revenue, they get a portion of the revenue. But if you're playing other music, like, oh, copy claim, we're taking down, and there's no rhyme or reason. That's another really frustrating part, and I'm sure going to test. Like, there's no rhyme or reason to what will get you copy struck, when, how, where, how badly, if you're just going to get a copy claim or a copy strike or this or that. There's no rhyme or reason to how YouTube enforces its policies. So 17 Live just doesn't. They're just like, that's your responsibility. You don't get sued at the end. So it's nice. It is not Hello Kitty, Sir Equinox. It is a kitty, though. It's just a kitty. It's called, the piece is called Chase Your Dreams. It's by a native artist. I got it at there's a great little shop for it it's whatchamacallit. It's called inspired natives, because their whole thing is, we didn't want art that was inspired by Native Americans or Native stuff. We wanted Native Americans who were inspired in making art. And so that's what it is. But yeah, it's called Chase Your Dreams. It's a kitty riding an orca. Yeah, I call it my shoe pancake picture because it's a shoe pancake on a dolphin. Yeah, wee, there's a little toss sticking out.
Oh.
That's, I don't know if you can see the detail there, but there's one little tiny tooth sticking out on him, and it's adorable.
Oh, Jesse, I've painted 50 eyes officially.
Whoa, that is 25% of the way to your goal.
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's a big marker right there.
That's why I'm trying to like catch up on like getting leafing done, because I'm like, people get mad when I paint, like when I dual stream and I'll be painting and streaming on like other channels at the same time. So I was like, fine, I got to get some of this leafing done anyway. You don't get annoyed by that. But it's crazy. I was just like, I'm so excited, and it's like kind of a milestone. Excuse the pun of your name being used.
Oh shit, I just realized this whole time I'm sitting here like trying to deal with the sun, and I've just realized this whole time as the sun has gone down and this light has remained that this is not the sun. This is actually one of my fucking kitchen lights. Let me go deal with those rays that have been streaming awkwardly. And then we're going to talk about a topic.
I can't hear her. Yeah, but guys, I have painted 50 freaking eyeballs. There's 50 eye paintings in my house. It's crazy. Well, I mean, they're in like the cupboard that I keep, so that way they stay safe and dry. But
reasonable.
That's crazy.
There we go.
My life has become a painting. I really want to start painting bigger. And there's this easel called a Hughes easel, and they're ginormous, and I really want one, but they're like $6,000, and I'm like,
Jesus. How big are we talking?
Giant easels, like, well, they go. It depends on how big you want it, but they can have like basically the size of a wall, like a 9-foot painting on it, kind of thing. Like they're giant. Yeah, so if you want to do bigger paintings, which I realized, like for those still life paintings that I do of like the toys, I'm like, every time I paint, I'm like, this is too small. I need a bigger canvas. And I'm like, I have a big easel, but I don't have any space to keep big paintings. So I'm like,
that's the problem. Oh darn it! I did not see this while you were holding up the mask, the Frank the Bunny mask. Would you lick it? Wanted you to lick the painting?
No.
He also said, "You hear that, Anna? I know you like Hot Fuzz."
I don't like Hot Fuzz.
You don't, huh?
I don't like Guy Ritchie movies. Is that Guy Ritchie?
No.
I don't like that. My sisters liked the Hot Fuzz and like those movies. I don't like them. I don't like British humor.
Is that him? I was thinking Guy Ritchie is like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, but that might I always think of the.
I don't know. My sisters watched those movies, and I was bored out of my mind. I'm like, I hate this.
Yeah, because
I don't even think I've been able to sit through it all the way. I did not enjoy it.
No, those are whatchamacallit are they? Edgar Wright. Yeah, Edgar Wright. So no Shaun of the Dead.
No, they like that one. Like this, that's the zombie one, right?
Yeah.
No, I did not like it.
It is a very particular type of humor, and if you're not into it, you're not into it.
Yeah.
There's nothing else to say. I'm not gonna. It's difference of taste. Oh my God! Look, Anna and I disagreed on something, and we're still friends. It's amazing. How did it happen?
I know.
How did it happen? How did we do it? Would you at least light a candle and think about it?
No.
But is it a vagina candle? Is it a goop candle? I'm surprised Russell hasn't sent you a goop candle yet.
He did. He did send me a vagina candle. That's why he's mentioning it. He sent me a Gates Mcfadden's vagina candle.
Yeah, but he didn't send you the actual goop one.
What's a goop?
The Gwyneth Paltrow, this candle smells like my vagina one.
No, he didn't. Thank goodness.
That would have been, I mean, that's the real deal, obviously. Hi, hon. You want to come up? You want to come up? Is it love time? Come on, buddy. You can do it. You can do it. It's Han. That's why he's failing at jumping on my lap. he's like an engine that won't start. It's like keeps turning over. He's like, I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna jump. Come on, buddy. Come on. You can do it. Come on up, buddy. You can do it, big guy. All right. He's just posed. He's like, oh, you do it for me. Fine. And then you got scared when I did it. Now your hand is in my bra. Okay. Here we go, kitty. Here, just a baby cat. Hello. Hi.
Kitty
Look at
cat.
you, handsome. I like how he's just like, yeah, check me out. Would you lick it? It says it's made from Gates Mcfadden's goop. That would be so horrifying if you actually made a candle out of that. That would be abjectly terrifying. Like a proper vagina candle. Like you just melted down vagina goop and turned it into a candle. Like gathered it all up.
Just like, what is Gwyneth Paltrow smoking that made her think that this is going to be a good idea and not a meme?
I think Gwyneth Paltrow is the type of person that would bottle her own farts and expect people to buy them. So,
isn't it crazy? She's dated like everyone.
Yeah, because she's a Hollywood whore. She's one of those people that, like, if she had, I'm actually glad that she has, she's talented as an actress and decided to do that, because if she hadn't, then we would just be dealing with her as one of those people that was famous for the sake of being famous. I've been with Perry, whatever, So she's smoking goop. Yeah, damn right, Doug 209. So let's see. Let's see. News. We got the news. News about the Batman. Actually, this is something we should talk about before we even get into Batman itself. Did you hear what AMC is doing regarding Batman?
No.
AMC is going to they're starting with the Batman, and they're going to roll this out for all of their movies. They're going to experiment with changing their ticket prices based on the movie. So they're going to charge more for Batman tickets than they are for other movies that are coming out at the same time.
That's stupid.
Yeah. Nice. I feel like in addition to it being retarded, it's just like they're just getting more and more obvious about the fact that they want to tell us what to like, what to think, what to watch, what to buy into, et cetera, and not even pretend that we have a choice in the matter,
Mm-hmm. Did you see Tulip? Look, Jesse, look,
Tulip, I see her. Oh, background Tulip. Tulip caught on tape. Tulip caught on tape.
Kiss. Oh, she gave a kiss. She's so sweet.
What a good girl.
Girl.
Oh.
She's a little angel.
Oh.
She's my sweetest girl in the whole wide world.
I love her.
Sweetest girl.
She is a fluff. She is a fluff. So yeah, I'm just never gonna go to AMC's again. Fortunately, the
I started going to Regal because they actually have a legit IMAX theater.
Yeah, the ArcLight Galleria became a Regal, and Jeff and I got on that. They have their for like $25 a month. They're doing an unlimited movie pass.
See, I'm very picky. I have to be in a certain I have to be in a certain type of theater where it's the reclining seats that I control, because if it's not, it's the regular seats. The seats push me forward because I don't weigh enough to hold myself, or like just to sit back. So I literally have to hold myself back. I hate it.
Oh my God, the struggle is real. Oh,
I know.
That's so sad. That's one of the saddest things I've ever heard.
It makes me angry. You know what I used to bring those like roll up, like those cheap $5 blankets or like a bunch of jackets, and roll them up and put them on the sides of the chair, and so it would hold me back.
Can oh my God, you and Jeff need to make like a little comic strip that's just one panel is the two of you in a movie theater, and it's Jeff just sitting back comfortably looking at you like you're crazy because you're like fighting with your chair, unable to get it to work. And then the next panel is you like totally comfortable, like cozied up on an airplane, and Jeff just crammed in with absolutely nowhere.
Yeah, that sucks. How does like Jeff manage flying?
Much better now. It's
guys
actually
go first class or something.
No, he just all the weight he lost, he fits much better. it's like, I mean, to the point, like, he doesn't have to use seatbelt extenders or anything anymore, so that just makes it a lot. Now he's just dealing with being tall, basically. So yeah, it's still annoying, but it's like he used to have to deal with being tall and really, really heavy, and now he's just dealing with being tall and a little heavy. And it also helps that we fly together. So, we'll take an aisle in the middle or something and just lift up the armrests and push all over each other the whole time. So, but yeah, like he fits way better in the seats than ever before and all that. And it just, again, helps. We just sit next to each other and kind of just spill over into each other's space, which is great for me, by the way, because my hips are too wide. Also, switching from American to Delta helped because American, their seats are tiny. My hips do not fit in their emergency exit row seats that have the solid sides. Like, it pinches on my hip bones. Like, this is unacceptable.
Yeah, I think I'm flying American when I go to Dallas.
I'm sorry, but you'll probably get one of their nice planes because Dallas is an American hub, so they fly their fancy newfangled planes. Delta flies theirs from Atlanta to LA, so I've flown in them a couple times now on connections. They're the ones that they always make me like, oh, I wish I was on first class on this one, because those are the ones that have like the fucking recliner pods and shit. They have doors on the first class seats. Oh my god. Wise guys, Southwest is the best if you're not a frequent flyer. If you do not fly frequently enough to have status on another airline, always go Southwest. It is the egalitarian airline. It's the Hufflepuff of airlines. It's where everyone gets to be everyone. Anyone can have an aisle seat and board anywhere in the process. You have to fast trigger finger. So you check in fast enough. I still have residual check-in anxiety, 24-hour check-in anxiety from the days that I used to fly Southwest, by the way.
Why? What's wrong with flying Southwest?
Nothing, except that so Southwest does not do assigned seats. They do a boarding order. And so you choose your seat in the order that you board. And your boarding order is determined by the time that you check in. So they have a limited amount of purchase, spots of like essentially their version of what, their upper class would be, where you can pay to cut the line, but they don't have first class. They don't have different sections in the cabin. They're all the same type of seat. And you, you just get on the airplane and hope that there's still a middle or aisle available. If you're, in the first half of B, up to the first half of B, you're pretty much guaranteed. Beyond that, pray.
What's the airline that has like animals on it?
A bunch of different ones let animals fly. Like Southwest is the one.
No, like on the plane. Like this is the wolf airplane. This is the fox airplane.
Oh, that I don't know.
Is it like Frontier or something?
It might be. Yeah, I don't know. Alaska's got the dude's face on it. Hawaiian's got the flowers.
Because it's like one of the worst airlines.
Yeah, Frontier sucks. Although they're apparently they've risen up a little bit lately. Spirit is really the worst one.
Yeah, no, it's Frontier. That was the one me and Peaches took when we went to Nashville. Oh god, that was miserable.
Yeah, I will not fly those kinds of planes. I stick to the major airlines only.
You know which one I liked was Delta's nice. I liked Virgin Atlantic when we went to the UK. That was a nice plane.
Virgin, I've heard, is like they're what JetBlue used to be, but for the but for international transit, where they're like the budget airline that's actually really, really nice and feels like a top line. Although JetBlue has fallen off.
Yeah, I like their little magazine of like, here's what you can buy since we're in international waters. And then it's like Heathrow, and they're like, you can't have more than 2 ounces of liquid, including your foundation. And I was like, oh my god, imagine buying like a big bottle of booze and then they don't even let you keep it.
Right, and you're like, what? God damn it. Yeah, Heathrow is a nightmare. Ugh. I hate connecting through Heathrow.
Me too. They made us miss our flight to Switzerland. It was hell.
Yeah. If you don't have 2 hours, if you don't have at least 90 minutes to go through Heathrow, give up. Yeah, it's It's like that. It'd be like that. They have a special program there. They have a thing there too. Like when you have those tight connections where they'll hand you a special ticket. They're like, oh, you. They give you the special ticket because you have such a tight one that basically it's like front of the line. It cuts you to the front of the line, expedites you through their insane security so that you have a prayer in hell of getting to your next flight before it fucking takes off on you. But yeah, if you don't have a fucking hour to spend,
we didn't know that. Like, even though you we were at the airport already, we didn't know you had to go through security twice.
Yep. Heathrow makes you take everything out, makes you fucking sometimes they make you even have to get your checked bags, right?
We didn't have checked bags, so I didn't have to deal with that.
Yeah, I think usually you even have to get your checked bags, depending on where you're connecting to, I think. And yeah. Yep. All right, so it is now almost an hour and a half into the stream, so getting to a reasonable point where we would
maybe talk about Batman a little bit.
Yeah, I was like, we're getting to a point where we would logically close the stream if it was a short one, and we haven't even done a topic yet. But I mean, technically, Gates Mcfadden was our topic, so
yeah, that is true.
All right, so let's see. My first 3 options that have popped up are the New York Times, CNET, and the Washington Post. I just want to click on the Washington Post one and try to Okay. Review 1. Okay, you're missing a colon there. Because what this... I'll just share the screen. We'll pick an article. I'll show you what I'm looking at and why I'm so confused and why I'm like, you fail, Washington Post.
Okay.
Is her. So he's got the New York Times, Batman Review, who will stop the Wayne. What is wrong with these titles? The Batman Review, who'll stop the Wayne. Not who will. Who talks like that? Who prints like that? Who fucking uses a contraction for who and will? Who? Fuck. All right. Who? Okay. Who'll stop that? And then the Batman Review, The Darkest Night. The Batman Review, The Darkest Dark Night is a horror epic. Do you not know how to write, people? And then this next one I read as Review I Enjoyless, but it's supposed to be Review 1. Enjoyless the Batman. Robert Pattinson channels the vampire Edward Cullen. That's the review I want to read because that's the review I feel like I'm going to agree with. But let's start with the New York Times. The Batman Review. Who'll stop the Wayne? Robert Pattinson puts on the bat suit and cats around with Zoe Kravitz in the latest attempt to reimagine the Caped Crusader. Here's a lovely still image of Robert Pattinson looking strange in the... Is it just me, or does this look too like... I don't know. There's something wrong with the mask. It doesn't look...
I figured out it looks like a beluga whale because the spikes, his ears are all the way back here, so it looks like he's got a giant forehead.
Oh, yeah. That's because it makes him just look weird, like weirdly scully, Because it's... Someone was looking at a picture from the side, too, where you can really see how awkwardly far back they are. Like, to the point where it makes him look like he has an elongated skull. All right. Thank you, A.O. Scott. I feel like I've read something about A.O. Scott before. The darkness in The Batman is pervasive and literal. Gotham City, in the week after Halloween, when this long chapter unfolds, sees about as much sunshine as northern Finland in mid-December. The ambience of urban demoralization extends to the light globes. Light globes? Wow. What is a globe? That was just a me. I don't know what I'm saying. Hey, Alexander Leona, what's up? Light bulbs which flicker weakly in the gloom. Bats, cats, penguins, and other resident creatures are mostly nocturnal. The relentless rain isn't the kind that washes the scum off the streets, but the kind that makes a bad mood worse. The Batman, not just any Batman. I like you, A.O. Scott. I feel like I've liked you before. The second I read the name, I was like, is A.O. Scott someone I've said mean things to? I'm like, no, I feel like A.O. Scott is somebody I enjoy, and I'm enjoying A.O. Scott again. The Batman, not just any Batman, is less the enemy of this state of things than its avatar. On television in the 1960s, Batman was playful. Later, in the Keaton-Clooney-Kilmer era of the 80s and 90s, he was a bit of a playboy. In the 21st century, through Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy and after, on-screen incarnations of the character have been purged of any trace of joy, mischief, or camp. We know him as a brooding Avenger, though not an Avenger, which is a whole different brand of corporate IP. I love this guy's writing, dude. He's so tongue-in-cheek. He must have been one of these. Do you remember another time we read an article and I was cracking up how like sarcastic the writer was? I think
I'm not sure. We've done this for years now, so I'm like,
always. I think I like this AO Scott guy. AOS. Fuck AOC. AOS. AO Scott. The new AOSC. OTT. AOSCOTT. No fucking AOC. But a modern superhero is only authentic as his latest identity crisis. Both the Batman, Robert Pattinson, and the Batman itself struggle with the vigilante legacy that has dominated the post-Nolan DC cinematic universe. I have vengeance, our hero intones as he swoops down to deal with some minor bad guys. He doesn't seem happy about it. He's grouchy and dyspeptic in his costume, and mopey and floppy in his Bruce Wayne mufti. Having fed on Gotham's violence and cruelty for years, he now finds that the Diet may not agree with him. For nearly 3 hours, The Batman, directed by Matt Reeves from a script he wrote with Peter Craig, navigates a familiar environment of crime, corruption, and demoralization in search of something different. Batman's frustration arises most obviously from the intractability of Gotham's dysfunction. 2 years after the city's biggest crime boss was brought down, the streets are still seething and the social fabric is full of holes. Drug addicts known as dropheads and gangs of hooligans roam the alleys and train platforms, while predatory gangsters and crooked politicians party in the VIP rooms. Okay, sounds like a parody of life. This isn't only a bum deal for the citizens of Gotham, it's a sign of imaginative exhaustion. 14 years after The Dark Knight, the franchise and its satellites, including the Joker, have been mired in a stance of authoritarian self-pity that feels less like an allegorical response to the real world than a lazy aesthetic habit. Thank you. This guy's exactly saying that. Thank you. That's literally what I just said. And then he goes on and writes a whole paragraph about that. Of, oh, so you're just doing that thing where you're like, it's like the real world, but just as a lazy backdrop. So there you fucking go. Now, hold on, Sean McLeod. When you say Jay should be the Batman next, Jay, you mean like drunk 3PO Jay? Because here's what I've learned about smarmy men. I've learned something about smarmy men in my time, knowing many, many delightful and smarmy men. Jay is a charming human being.
Smarmy man? What did you say?
Smarmy.
What?
Smarmy.
What's smarmy?
Like charming and delightful and like, I don't know, like charming and gentlemanly and chivalrous, but also a little mischievous. I don't know. That's smarmy. Drunk 3PO is a great exemplar of the idea of smarmy. What's up, moon-pilled rational ginger? I'd say Drunk 3PO it fits the bill of smarmy to a T. Now, the thing I've learned about smarmy men, though, is we see them often. Oh, he would be a great this. He would be a great that. He'd be a great that. They said that about Chris Beatley. Chris Beatley was the smarmiest man in my college. They say that Flynn Rider himself from Tangled was modeled after Chris Beatley, and you could see the resemblance.
After who?
This guy, Chris Beatley, at my college. Is a dude at my college. And then we did Dr. Horrible Sing-Along Vlog. And Chris Beatley was cast as the role that I wanted very badly, which was, of course, Captain Hammer. The Hammer is my penis. Nathan Fillion plays him in the thing musical. One quickly discovered that for all that he had a wonderful, rich baritone and this smarmy presence, Chris Beatley could not act. He just simply did not have the presence. So when he stood there trying to be Captain Hammer, going, "Stand back, everyone, nothing here to see. Just imminent danger in the middle of it, me. Yes, Captain Hammer's here, hair blowing in the breeze. The day needs my saving expertise." Anyway.
Wait, why are we talking about this? I thought we were talking about Batman.
We are. You'll understand in a moment. It's a long thing. It's a long-winded answer to somebody saying that Jay should play the next Batman. And so Chris Beatley would get up, and then he would go and rock back and forth like he was so uncomfortable on that stage and go, "Stand back, everyone, nothing here to see. Just imminent danger in the middle of it, me. Yes, Captain Hammer's here, hair blowing in the breeze. The day needs my saving expertise." Anyway, not that there's anything wrong. I mean, there's something wrong with the performance. There's no confidence, lacks stage presence entirely whatsoever. And it was just lifeless and terrible. And I'm like, I would right the fuck here. I would have done this so much better. And y'all were just too scared. And when a gender bend my cast, y'all were too fucking pussy to actually walk the walk and do what you said you were going to do. So, point is, when you go and you look at somebody like Drunk 3PO and go, "Oh, this guy's so charming. He's so delightful. He's so easy to talk to. Of course he could act. That'd be fine. Just make him Batman." You risk. Hi, I'm Batman. Take my back card. It expires. Never. Forever. It is good. I'm sorry. I ruined that joke horribly. Take my back card. It's good till forever. There we go. Clooney. You get Clooney is what I'm saying. You get Clooney. What I'm saying is that drunk 3PO may be very pretty. He may be very charming, very smarmy, but you don't know if he can actually act or not. Just like Anna always tells you, you don't want me to be in this thing, right? Now, I actually suspect that Anna would actually be a really good actress if somebody put her in a thing. I think Anna would be very natural, and you'd probably all love her in it. But that said, not everybody that you want to act can act.
I say we let Drunk try, because I think he'd be better. He's definitely going to be better than Batfleck. Batfleck was fucking terrible.
I like Batfleck, but I think he can knock. I certainly wouldn't put it past him to knock Battinson out of the water. I mean, I think Drunk has more charisma in his toenail than Robert Pattinson has ever brought me on screen. So, yes.
Hey, he was good in Harry Potter.
But then again, if someone just never acted before, has never done that thing, and doesn't know how to stand in front of a camera, and it's like, they just aren't even on the camera ever half the time. I think you should try it. I think you should do it. I don't know. Has Drunk ever put out interest in acting?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
He was just in a commercial.
What?
He was just in a commercial.
Oh, what kind of commercial?
A gun commercial.
I mean, that makes sense. Was he good in it?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Then.
Yeah, he didn't need somebody to hold him up. One of the guys in the commercial, like somebody was behind him holding his shoulder. That's
too funny.
And I was like, I was like, I don't even know if they had to do that for me.
Drunk 3PO pass the shoes in. I think you would do a better job. I don't know. I do see Drunk as more of the Clooney type than like the say Val Kilmer type, in terms of acting style. So, give him an Ocean's 11 franchise. Robert Pattinson
couldn't even cast as Batman.
I don't know, but it did not work. But see, that's like, can you not see? Like, that's just how I imagine Drunk 3PO would play Batman, though. He'd just be like, "Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Bruce Wayne. You wanna party? What up?"
No, but Drunk wouldn't even really want to play Batman. His favorite superhero is the Punisher. But I don't know if he would want to play him. I know that that's his favorite superhero. Like, that's the one that he likes. Like, he loves the Punisher.
See,
which, I mean, we'll never get, like, a true adaptation of the Punisher. Except, did you hear they want to make the Punisher gay now?
Yes, I think I did hear that, and why? It doesn't make any sense. Isn't, like, the fucking, his fucking family being murdered the entire impetus for him being him, right?
Well, now he's going to be because he wants to hang out with hot, sweaty men.
So he's a psycho killer because he's closeted. He has all this closeted rage about being gay or something.
I know. I was like, that's a great job, guys. You really understand your character there.
So I agree with Andy. Where Andy's not been cast as Iron Man. I could see Robert Downey Jr. playing Batman, and then in that universe, I could see Drunk 3PO playing Iron Man.
Drunk as Iron Man.
Of any of the superheroes, I feel like Tony Stark would be in his wheelhouse. I think he could do a good Captain America, too.
I think he could be Thor.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't know if he can play, like...
Well, I'm saying that because one of the jokes was on Halloween one year, he was dressed up like Fat Thor, just having chips, and he was sitting on the couch. He just literally was live streaming, eating chips on the couch. And I remember I was really drunk, and it was my birthday, and I was in Germany. And it like popped up, and I just randomly commented, and me and him weren't friends yet. And he was like, "What the heck?" He's like, "That Star Wars girl's in my chat," and I was laughing because I'm like, "This dude is literally just sitting on the couch eating chips, pretending to be drunk Thor or the Fat Thor."
That was back in your Fat Thor days, right? I remember those days.
What Fat Thor days?
Didn't you have a little crush on Fat Thor?
No.
I remember you going to bat for Fat Thor.
No, I was going to bat because I thought it was funny and that he was depressed and whatnot, but I didn't have a thing for him.
All right, if you say so.
No, I like when Captain America breaks that piece of wood apart. That was really good. That was a great scene. I was like, pull more things apart. I remember when he like grabbed the helicopter and it was just like his bicep, and I was like, that was great.
That's the manly man that I want. That's the manly man that I want. No, I'm with you.
I like
Fat
Cap.
Thor was fun.
Out of all of those guys, I think I was digging Cap the most. I'm not into blondes, but Cap is a
Iron Man's my boy. Tony. Team Tony.
muscles.
Meanwhile, back at reading. Back at where there's no eye candy whatsoever. Okay, so now we're actually at the good part of the article where the things turn for the better. That's where the Batman begins in this dark, lazy aesthetic. But thank goodness it isn't necessarily Reeves' comfort zone. In his contributions to the Planet of the Apes cycle, he directed the second, third installment, Dawn and War. Oh, those were actually the less shitty ones. He demonstrated an eye for ethical nuance and political complexity and unusual. Yeah, actually, War specifically was one. Dawn was whatever. War was the one that was like surprisingly good and an allegory for the biblical Exodus. Like a really good Exodus allegory.
Oh, it was? I haven't seen it.
The third of the new Planet of the Apes trilogy.
Yeah. I only saw the first one. But get this, my teacher actually designed Caesar's face.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. He said that they were like super. He's like, we would go into meetings for 8 hours and they would like move this wrinkle slightly, like 1/0.1 of a centimeter to this side. And he's like, yeah, they were really like, he's like, they really wanted to get Caesar's face right.
I guess so. Goddamn. Was
Caesar in all of them?
Yep, he was in all of them.
Who was Caesar's voice actor?
I don't know if he ever had one because he doesn't talk.
I thought he did talk.
No, he just does like sign language and stuff.
I totally thought Caesar talked at like the end of the first movie.
Did he? Does he say words? Did
the other apes talk? Again, I only saw the first movie when it came out, like with James Franco.
I only saw other two, and maybe he does talk. I don't know. Maybe I just forgot that he talks.
Chat, does the fucking ape talk? Does Caesar talk in the movies? Wasn't Woody Harrelson the bad guy in one of them?
Yeah, in War, he was. That was the really, really good one. So again, Exodus story. So they're trying to. Voice actor Andy Serkis. That's
really.
I feel like I should have known that because I think
Was he doing Andy Serkis voice?
No, because Andy Serkis is the I think it's just in the is doing the mocap for it too. That makes sense.
That's
funny.
Did you know that they re-released all of the Lord of the Rings audiobooks with Andy Serkis narrating them?
Yes, I did. I really want to get those copies too. I really want that.
I saw them. I have the original ones where it's like the old British man, and it sounds like you're listening to like a campfire story.
I did.
And so I saw the Andy Serkis ones. I'm like, I already own all of these, but I'm going to rebuy them because Andy Serkis reads them.
Absolutely. No, we had the old ones. We listened to those on road trips and stuff when I was a kid. I love that. But no, I want to listen to the Andy Serkis ones. Definitely. I think he does the Gollum voice in the reading, I'm pretty sure. From what I understand, obviously. But he does not do a Gollum voice as Caesar. No, yeah, that there was anyway. So that's this guy. That's this director. That's Matt Reeves. If you're not sure what his other things. Glimmers of that humanism are visible in the murk. The low light cinematography is by Krieg Fraser. But for Reeves, the path out of nihilism is through it. A mass serial killer is stalking Gotham's leaders, including the mayor and the district attorney, leaving behind encoded messages and greeting cards for Batman. His signature is a question mark, which even a casual comic book fan knows is the sign of the Riddler. Upholding a genre cliche, he sees himself less as Batman's nemesis as a secret sharer using more extreme means to accomplish similar ends arising from parallel motives. The Riddler exposes the connection between Gotham's power structure and its underworld. Links to that seem to have eluded the
Wait, this is a spoiler. This is telling you what happens in the movie.
This is not a spoiler. This is telling you what it's about. This is not a spoiler.
It never said in any other review. It's never said that the Riddler is more of a parallel to him than.
Yeah, it's an analysis.
Like, that's throwing away the whole Riddler's whole motives. What the hell?
It's an analysis of the relationship, not a spoiler of the movie. It's all it's saying is
that's
they're just
kind of a spoiler. I hadn't seen that at all.
They're saying I haven't seen any of this movie either. All they're saying, I haven't seen a second of this movie. I don't think anything's been spoiled from it by this. 0%.
I think that's a spoiler.
Literally, all he says is upholding a genre cliche. He sees himself like that's literally they're just. That doesn't tell you anything that happens in the movie. That tells you literally nothing about what happens in the movie at all.
That he's trying to do what Batman's doing. That he's a bit.
How is that a spoiler at all?
I don't know. I thought he was just going to be a serial killer, like the Zodiac killer. Okay, just continue.
Say that he's not. It doesn't say that he's not. For all you know, he could be a serial killer like the Zodiac killer. He just thinks that what he is doing is noble. All that this is telling you is that he's a villain who thinks that he's a noble villain, not a bad guy.
Okay, keep going.
All right. 1 in the chat, guys, if you think that was a spoiler. 2 if you don't. We need opinion. We need outside opinions, apparently.
I know people are saying, Anna, you don't get to complain about spoilers. I know.
Especially when it's not even a spoiler. It's like, holy shit. Not only do you spoil everything, but you're like, I'm going to complain about this thing that is not even a spoiler. Not a spoiler. Just, this is like being like, Anna.
Oh, sweet Lugan. They're all saying 2, so they agree with me. It's a spoiler.
I said 1 if you think it was a spoiler, 2 if you think it wasn't.
No, you said the opposite.
Now I don't remember what I said. Now you guys all have to clarify whether you think it's a spoiler or not. We don't think it's a spoiler, because I thought I said 1 if you think it's a spoiler, 2 if you don't. But now I don't. Now I don't know. Now I don't know what's true anymore. Anna, this is a spoiler. Batman's motivated by the death of his parents. 2 was for no. Adri says 2 was for no. There you go.
Thanks for clarifying that. I did read, however, that they do not have the parents' death scene. So anyone that was really heart set on seeing seeing them die again.
You're not gonna.
Sorry.
Get what you want. I'm sorry. That was a spoiler, Anna. That was a spoiler. Because that is the only person who had their heart set on seeing the Waynes die on screen another 1,000 times. All right. So using blah blah blah. The Riddler exposed the connection between Gotham's power structure and other links that seem to have eluded the Caped Crusader and Lieutenant James Gordon, his ally in the police department. The mythology of the Wayne family, in particular the martyrdom of young Bruce's parents, is held up to revisionist scrutiny. What if we're wrong about Batman? What if he's wrong about himself? Really? That's boring. These are potentially
Batman sparkles.
These are potentially interesting questions, but it takes the Batman a very long time to arrive at them. Luckily, there are some diversions in the meantime, most notably the arrival of Zoe Kravitz's Catwoman, also known as Selina Kyle. Like the Riddler, Catwoman is Batman's self-appointed vigilante colleague seeking payback on behalf of women who have been exploited, abused, and killed by members of Gotham's criminal and official elite. The prickly alliance.
She's a feminist?
Of course she's a feminist. That, to be fair, she's always been kind of like... The Batman Returns Selina Kyle is the same, you know, she's, now they're going to definitely go woke with this angle, but like, if you're going to have her, like Selina Kyle is, you know, it's supposed to be a twisted champion for the champion list, but like, she's also supposed to be a villain in that. Like, she's supposed to be clearly doing it the wrong way.
She's a cat burglar.
Exactly. And so it's like, oh, I learned to stick up for myself because like her version of sticking up for the little guy is, the little guy should learn to stick up for themselves by just sticking it to the big guy. Like, not, oh, I'm out here championing the women's and the black people and the whatever. It's like, that's not really, the thing is, no, they're just doing this wrong, obviously. Okay. The prickly alliance that arises between these masked pointy-eared cosplayers adds a much-needed element of romance with just a perceptible hint of kink. Maybe there will be a place for fun in the DC universe, but not just yet. Don't get me wrong. There are things to enjoy here, in addition to Kravitz's nimble work. John Turturro, hammy and slimy as top mobster. Colin Farrell, almost unrecognizable as the oleaginous penguin. Andy Serkis as Alfred. I forgot he's Alfred. A crackerjack car chase. Michael Giacchino's eerie score. The problem isn't just that the action pauses for long bouts of exposition. Oh God, that's my least favorite thing about movies today. That's the sign of a bad movie. Stop everything. We have to tell you the story now because we fucking forgot how to do it any other way other than stopping you and fucking telling you the story. Fucking kill me. The problem isn't just the action pause for long bouts of exposition as long past events are chewed over by one character after another, or that I'm tired just reading that sentence. Or that Pattinson in and out of the Batsuit is almost as much of a cipher as any of the Riddler's scribblings. It's the ponderous seriousness that hangs over the movie like last week's weather. The fog of white savior grievance that has shrouded Gotham and the Batman for as long as many of us can remember. The Batman tries to shake that off, or rather, as I've suggested, to work through it. Maybe it shouldn't have been so difficult. Maybe the slog of this film will serve as a therapeutic or liberatory end. Let's hope. I can't say I had a good time, but I ended up somewhere I didn't expect to be. Looking forward to the next chapter. That was a very I'm glad we chose that review. That was a very honest. That was exactly what I was looking for, aside from all the spoilers that hurt Anna's feelings.
I didn't know Robert Pattinson was going to be in this movie. That's spoiler.
Spoilers. Robert Pattinson, please.
I didn't know it was going to be the vampire boy unsub.
No. Spoilers. It takes place in Gotham, Anna.
What?
Yeah, I know.
It's not a metropolis? What is this?
That is nonsense. Don't accept it. Holographic Fox, thank you for the link to the article. That is A.O. Scott's Batman review in the New York Times. A.O. Scott is, I don't remember what review I read of his before, but I really liked it. A.O. Scott definitely has my nod of approval. It's at least the second time I've read one of his reviews, and really
see what he said. See if you can find an article he wrote about The Last Jedi. Let's see what's.
Yeah. Let's see.
Watch and see. Like, this is the best movie ever.
It's so sad. I'm really curious now. I'm really curious. Here it is. Review Star Wars The Last Jedi. Okay. Okay, let's see.
Because some people are saying that, like, a lot of the people that are writing good reviews for the Batman wrote good reviews for The Last Jedi. And I looked into it, I'm like, oh my god, you're right.
So this is not by the same guy. I clicked on this one. This was a positive review. This is not by the same guy. A.O. Scott, The Last Jedi. Let's see. He did write one on The Rise of Skywalker.
Okay.
Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker review, Revolution number 9. Resistance is futile. Rey, Finn, and Poe are back. So is Kylo Ren. No spoilers here. Oh god damn! Am I getting locked out? Damn it! I need a subscription now to read more New York Times because I clicked on that one dumb bitch's article that I didn't even want to read. Now I can't read A.S. Scott anymore. No, I don't think that. Actually, CBR cites A.O. Scott's New York Times review of The Rise of Skywalker. Let's see if they'll tell us what he said, since we can't find out. I'm actually really curious what A.O. Scott said about it. In his New York Times review of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, critic A.O. Scott asserted that in today's franchise-heavy world, there may be no such thing as a great Star Wars movie. He argues that in order to cast the widest global and generational net, the franchise's entries have become more about consolidating than distinction, resulting in perfectly middling films. That criticism or observation, as Scott frames it, is something that he's heard more and more as massive, primarily Disney franchises extend their properties to points previously unseen or thought possible. Yeah, that. So there we go. That's what we know of A.O. Scott from that. I think this guy has a really good eye on movies. I think he's a very honest take. He's not writing from. He doesn't write movie reviews from the perspective of what he thinks people want to hear. He writes them from the perspective of what he honestly thinks about movies and movie making. And he definitely is looking at the bigger picture. And that's a really incisive take to say that you can't make a great Star Wars movie anymore because of the way genre films are. So people are shooting for these average things that hit more everybody as opposed to one really good one. That's very incisive. Kudos to you, A.O. Scott. So does not seem like he is particularly sweet on the Star Wars movies. Yeah. So, hot take. I would rather have seen Adam Driver as the new Batman than Robert Pattinson.
Oh, God, no. Adam Driver's fucking terrible. God, no.
As an actor?
He could have... Yes, I think he's a terrible actor. I hate his face. He makes me want to vomit.
What have you seen him in other than Kylo Ren, though?
He's been in a bunch of fucking movies. I just watched that one that Ridley Scott had a temper tantrum over, that nobody was seeing it.
Still haven't
With
watched that
Matt
in the last
Damon.
one.
The Last
Huh?
Duel, yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, I still haven't seen that one. But he was fantastic in Logan Lucky. I thought he was really good in last Black Klansman. That movie is great, by the way. I'm really not a Spike Lee fan, but I love that movie. But yeah, I thought he
I
was
thought he was
phenomenal in
terrible
both
in
of those.
Girls.
In which one?
Girls.
Oh, yeah, but that's also like, this is like his first thing ever.
Yeah. It was
Also,
gross.
Girls.
I can't unsee him fucking Lena Dunham.
Girls, the show sucked so bad. Nobody could have done a good job in that show, even if they were good. I definitely think he's got a weird face, but dude, he was so good in Logan Lucky. He was so good in Black Klansman. I still haven't seen Marriage Story yet. I heard he's phenomenal in that. That's actually the only reason I want to see that movie.
I want to see that. That looks so depressing. I don't know why people.
It looks depressing and stupid. I don't want to see it, but I'm like, but the acting. It's an actor's movie, and I want to watch it for the acting.
I don't want to see the acting. I'm like, it's probably going to make me even more depressed.
Probably, but I do want to watch it for the acting. No, I do think Adam Driver's a really great actor. I actually think even in a vacuum, I think the character of Kylo Ren sucks. I think it's absolutely abysmal, but I think he brings the most. And I even said that in The Force Awakens. Adam Driver is one of the only decent things about that franchise. I think he's actually brings the best he can to it. The character ends up sucking. I actually think he's the only.
I think it's terrible. I think it was insulting to Carrie Fisher and Harrison Ford that's what they would have spawned.
Oh, I agree 100%. But those are also things that are not his fault, so I don't hold it against him necessarily. I judge him for the work he did. He had no control of the character, over what he looked like, over what he said. All he controlled is how he brought the role to life, and I thought he did it as honestly and truthfully and with as much depth as he could bring to it. I thought him and John Boyega actually did really, really great jobs of bringing maximal depth, playing these garbage roles they were given with the utmost depth and honesty. I think Daisy really did the best she could, but she was clearly a lesser talent. Just new, raw, a little untried. I mean, I noticed this the second and only other time I've ever seen any of The Force Awakens, which was when my friend was, and actually one other time, it was like on in a bar, and it was so you can hear the sound. And then I had a friend who did a re-edit talking about the sound editing in it. It was actually pretty cool. But whatchamacallit? With the sound off is where you really watch their facial expressions and watch what they're doing. And there's just this depth of expression with Adam Driver, with John Boyega, that Daisy really cannot match. And it just sucks, though, to see that, to be like, wow, talented actors doing their goddamn best you're only as good as the role you're put in. You cannot elevate a shitty role. If there's nothing to do, if there's no good lines, if there's no good character motivation, then it doesn't matter how hard you work. It's just going to be garbage. So, based on what we read of that Batman review, I feel like we're just all being asked to accept a new normal. That's a fun phrase we keep hearing, right? The new normal.
I haven't heard it, but I don't spend a lot of time around other people.
Oh, everyone just kept using it in regards to like the coronavirus and like, what's the new normal going to be when it's all over? Normal. Well, the new normal in movie making, apparently, according to AMC, where they get to jack up prices to tell you what to like, and these other, a lot of the fan reviews are coming in enamored, and I think that everyone's just accepting the lies. That we're being fed a new formula. It used to be the formula to make a good movie, an Oscar-winning movie, whatever you want to say, was a good 3-act structure or a good hero's journey. Screenwriters, Blake Snyder wrote Save the Cat and wrote this beat for beat out the way to do this. Last time I talked to my agent about the script I'm writing, that book's still the number one book that she said, go to this book, follow it beat for beat to write your script. This is the standard for creating movies. Movies today do not follow this structure. They do not follow a 3-act structure. They do not follow a hero's journey in the way that they're derived, in the way that they're built. I did a comedy writing class and it occurred to me there in television. He even said it literally right out. The only story in television is a hero's journey. And that is true. The only story you can tell in television is a hero's journey. In film, there are only 2 types of stories, a 3-act structure and a hero's journey. And you can't tell a 3-act structure in movies or in television because there's no 3 acts. That's why the 3 episode arcs are so popular, though, because that structure superimposes into that framework. But I realized, oh shit, because you don't have a 3-act structure, then of course all television has to be hero's journey. And this guy was the first person who laid it out, especially.
Wait, so what about like episodic, like What about Star Trek? What about Friends, where it's just episodic?
The Friends. So this is actually a great thing you pointed out. The title of the show tells you who the hero of the show is. Star Trek Friends, the hero is all of the friends. A hero in the hero's journey in television or in any ensemble piece is not necessarily a single hero, but the journey the group then takes, or a collection of individuals takes together. So even though Friends is episodic, where you don't have to follow the through line for each episode over the course of the entire show, the friends go on their hero's journey where they evolve, they face their challenges, they eventually end up somewhere they weren't before. Star Trek, same thing. It's not Jean-Luc Picard's hero's journey, it's James T. Kirk's. It's the entire cast of that iteration of the Enterprise's collective journey, which is why some episodes focus more on one aspect of one character's personality, while others focus on another, while others bring in the whole picture and have them working together. Because the group there is the hero, and so it's their journey. So if the hero is more of a thing, an entity, a group, you follow their journey, but it develops along those same lines of development. Robert Shalom, another great example. How I Met Your Mother, another great example of the collective journey. Whereas something like Gilmore Girls is Rory and Lorelai. The two main girls. Those are the Gilmore Girls, those two, and so it's both of them, their parallel journeys.
Dude, Rory is the worst. I read this article talking about how Rory is like the worst character on that show, and I was like, but she fucking is.
She's terrible, dude. I watched that show for the first time as an adult, just like 5 or 6 years ago, and I identified with Lorelai the entire time, start to finish, and I was like,
I love Lorelai. Lorelai is the best. Rory is terrible.
Yeah, Rory is absolutely awful. She sucks.
She is totally a spoiled, rotten brat that gets everything she wants
and has no perspective. All she does is throw tantrums when she doesn't. And then gets away with literally everything because she knows how to prey upon the fact that she's her mom's only child.
And the fact that boys like her.
Exactly. God, she uses boys left, right, and center. It's terrible. You want toxic femininity.
I felt so bad for Dean.
Right? Oh my God. Poor Jared Padalecki.
Dean was I did like Logan a little bit, but I fucking hated what's his face. What's
Jesse?
His second boy? Huh?
Jesse, right? Jesse was the bad boy.
Was that his name? Was his name Jesse?
Yeah, it was a Jesse. I don't know why I remember that all of a sudden.
It was Jess.
Jess
was his name. I fucking hated Jess.
The thing is, in a vacuum, I liked Jess as a character, probably even the best. But so that's what it was. I think it was, I never took it out on Jess because it was so obvious that Jess wasn't the problem. It was Rory's inability to fucking handle her fucking feelings. That was always the problem with Jess, between her and Jess. And
no, Jess was a dick. He was a total dick. He was a dick to Lorelai. He was a dick to his uncle. He was a dick to Dean. He was a dick. And even to Rory, I'm like, why are you dating this guy? He's a fucking dick. I don't know.
Didn't he grow though? Wasn't it all like he was the wrong side of the tracks kid, and then he got his shit sorted out, and was it whatever?
Yeah, later. He gets better once he leaves this show and he comes back as a random character, because he was going to get his own show, but it was too expensive because they were trying to shoot in Santa Monica or Venice, I think.
Oh, but yeah,
I know.
I always thought they gave him the backstory that justified why he was this bad boy, but I just always felt like it was Rory who was the one who made it always a fucking problem. Maybe everyone would understand him a little better if you weren't so obviously just going, look, it's my bad boy boyfriend, hooray.
Yeah. Rory was just terrible, and I'm like, she's the worst character. And did you watch the new one?
Oh yeah, they're little whatever. It's funny because I was like, I would care. The ending of it only made me sad because I was like, oh, now I just feel like Lorelai failed. I feel like Lorelai's gonna feel like she failed. But I don't care that Alexis Bledel fucking Rory messed up her fucking life. I'm like, yeah, of course you did this because you suck, because you learned, because literally, actually, that was the perfect ending to the show, because it's yes, you proved your character learned literally nothing from this entire experience and ended up doing exactly what your mom was afraid you were gonna do this entire fucking time. So good job.
Except in your 30s, not your teens.
Well, it's a little bit better, but
I bet you it was the one guy that I'm like, it's either Jess. I was like, it's probably Logan's. But I was like, remember when she said that she randomly had sex with a guy in a Chewbacca costume? I was like, what? That would be great if that was the dad.
Right? That would be perfect, dude.
But I was thinking about who was the last guy that she saw, because she had just found out that she was Prego. So I'm like, I think she ran into Jess at the bookstore. And she did talk to Dean at the one store.
Yeah.
And Logan is getting off to get married, even though he's still sleeping with Rory. And that was one thing. I'm like, Rory, he literally proposed to you and you said no. And so now you're mad that he's getting married to someone else? I'm like, give me a fucking break, bitch.
She is such a dumb cunt. Yeah. No, at least Lorelai got, kind of happily ever after.
Yeah, but I was like, why did you wait like 30 fucking years to do it?
I don't know.
Like, you should have just married... well, they did fuck that up. Yeah, they did fuck that up with Luke, because Luke was my favorite character. And Luke's a Scorpio, too. So I'm biased.
I love Luke. He was
so favorite.
Great. I was like, Ugh. So they're sliding into... The rookie is now sliding into its... You know, in a show, like, it doesn't jump the shark per se, but it just slides into that place where it stops. It's comfortable with the audience it has, and it's making itself for its audience, not for, it's not pandering to a new audience anymore. It's comfortably making itself. It can riff on its own tropes. It's in its, third, fourth season, whatever, and it starts riffing on itself, basically, or becoming a little bit more unrealistic. That's the rookie right now, where they have these two characters that like they always had a more brother-sister thing going on. And you're like, there's like that slightest undertone of romance, but it would just really not work for the show. And that was the case for like the first 2 seasons and the third season. And now the identity of the show has changed, so that relationship does make sense. Like that level of, this is you and your sergeant, blah, does make sense now. And it's like, but now, of course, is what fucking TV shows do. Now that it makes sense, now that you're like, oh my God, when will Chen and Bradford ever fucking get together? They're going to milk this shit for like 8 more seasons. And I'm here for it, but I'm annoyed. Because the thing is, when they do that, like they do with Lorelai and Luke, the thing is this is what they do. They milk it, and they get the two of them together, and they're like, oh, we miss the highs of writing our show of will they, won't they with Luke and Lorelai, so we break them the fuck up and ruin their relationship to go back to will they, won't they, but you can never reclaim that because everyone's mad because they want them to be together.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but it's okay.
I'm talking about the fact that in order to pander to our very delicate and fragile emotions, people write retarded relationships into television shows that don't work and don't make sense because they're like, oh, we took way too long to get these characters together. And now because we took so long to get them together, you're all used to this will they, won't they bullshit. And it's weird that they're together now. So now we have to break them back up and go back to will they, won't they. But now it's weird because they were together. So we can't go back to the way it was before. So now we ruin this relationship.
Anyway. Like Ross and Rachel.
Sure. I've never really watched Friends at all.
So Friends, it's like Rachel, the first episode, she ran out on her wedding. And so she like goes and stays with Monica in the city. But Monica and Rachel were like best friends in high school. And Ross was like Monica's older brother. And he always had a crush on Rachel. And so he's getting divorced because his wife realized that she was a lesbian and wanted to be with this woman named Susan. And then she also found out while they're getting divorced that she was pregnant with Ross's baby. And so Ross is going to have a baby with his ex-wife who's a lesbian. And he's in love with Rachel. And he doesn't have the courage to ask her out on a date. So he has to like watch as she dates all these other guys. And then he goes on a trip to China for work. And she finds out on accident that he likes her. And she's like, oh my God, like, should I date him? And they're like, well, yeah, he's in love with you. Go date him. And then he comes back from China with another woman that he had dated in college. And he's all happy and whatnot.
How many seasons?
And then Rachel's like,
how many seasons did it take for these two fuckers to get together?
2. And then they're together for all of season 2 and most of season 3. And then they break up. Because Rachel gets a real job and Ross gets jealous and thinks that the guy that helped her get the job wanted to sleep with her, which he was right, but he was being like, whatchamacallit, he was like overbearing and like she's obsessed with work and she was like not paying attention to the relationship because she was like trying to focus on work.
And fucks Phoebe or whatever, or who else? Not Phoebe. I don't know.
No. So she They get into a fight because he tries to spend time with her on their anniversary, and she gets mad at him and like throws him out of the office. And he's, he thinks that she's going to say sorry, and she thinks he's going to say sorry. And then she's like, maybe we should take a break. And he thinks from the fight, and she's like, no, from us. And so I'm on Ross's side with this. She said she wanted to go on a break. And so Ross gets mad and leaves. And then the guy that he thought wanted to sleep with her goes over to her apartment because he calls her and he wants like to talk about work. And then she's like upset. And so he goes over. Ross calls her to try to make up, but he's at a bar with Chandler and Joey. And he hears the guy whose name is Mark in the background. So he thinks that she said, let's go on a break so she could fuck Mark because Mark's there. And I'm like, she shouldn't have had Mark over because she knew it was going to make Ross upset in the first place. And she has him over. She said that she wanted to go on a break. And Ross is upset. And then there's this chick that's from their their printing shop that's got a belly ring that the two other guys are trying to sleep with, but she likes Ross because he's a paleontologist and works with dinosaurs. And so she kisses him, and then Ross sleeps with her. And then Rachel finds out because she wants to get back together, but she's like, no, you slept with someone else. And it's like, yeah, he shouldn't have slept with someone else, but you guys were technically on a break. And you did have another guy over.
So that is the one scene I actually know from the show because it used to come up in acting class. Like people would always do that when I did that one in acting class at some point, I think. And I think they're just both wrong, especially hearing more of the context. Because before any of the context, I was like,
they are both wrong. But Ross does say, he's just like, yeah, I understand her being mad at me, but she shouldn't still be mad at me because we were technically on a break.
But see, the thing is, I didn't know that Ross only slept with that other girl to spite Rachel because he thought that she.
No, he didn't do it to spite Rachel. He was upset, and the other girl initiates it, and
okay. Then you're right, exactly, because she was the one who was like, "I want to be on a break. I'm not mature enough to talk about my feelings, and I feel about you, and now I'm mad that you did something when I was the one who said let's be on a break." Very woman thing to do.
He was expecting her to be mad for like a while, but then like they get into. It's always like we were on a break, and that's like an ongoing joke through the rest of the show. But I'm like, but they were on a break. Like, yeah, I get that she's mad at him, but because then later he starts dating this chick, and Rachel's still into him, and she gets mad because Phoebe sets him up with this chick, and this chick used to be bald, but she's not bald anymore, and so she's also like a nympho. So Rachel's like super jealous, and she wants to get back with Ross. But so she makes the girl shave her head again, or she tricks her into shaving her head again. So Ross's girlfriend is now bald, and it's really funny. But then she's like, oh yeah, even though I want to be with you and I'm still in love with you, I want you to agree. She writes a 17-page letter, front and back, makes Ross read it. And it basically says that he has to take responsibility for everything that went wrong in their relationship.
What?
Yeah. It's the more that you hear, it's just like it was raw. I don't think it was right that he slept with someone, but they were on a break. So like her getting mad about that is like, yeah, you're mad that he slept with someone else. Well, you probably shouldn't have had Mark over. You probably shouldn't have suggested taking a break from your relationship when you didn't want to do that in the first place.
That's just the thing. If you're on a break, if you are the one who says, let's take a break, you don't get to be mad about what the other person does when you're on that break. That's like basic 101. Like it's not, God. So I've heard things about this show. This is more than I've heard. I'm sorry, Grateful Guy.
Oh yeah, 18 pages, excuse me, not 17. 18 pages, front and back.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry I missed any of this. I'm just having I not that long ago, wherever I was at someone's house, I didn't have control. I couldn't escape. It was on television, and someone was like, we're just gonna be friends on. And I'm like, okay, I can't run screaming out of the room. I guess I will finally watch my first episodes of Friends ever.
I like Friends. I think in that situation Rachel was wrong.
I wanted to kill myself after watching a couple of minutes because I was like, wait, these are the people that I've been here. These people, this whiny loser is super desirable Ross. Rachel just can't get the fuck over. This like not good looking, like really kind of gross, weird looking, regular, just like you look like a middle-aged man trapped in your, late 20s, I guess, but you look like in your 30s, dude. That's supposed to be so cool, but is Chandler? And I'm like, everyone was always like, yeah, Chandler's the asshole. He's the asshole. I'm like, no, Chandler's just boring. He's just really boring. Incredibly
Who said
boring.
Chandler was an asshole? He's not.
Everyone's like, Chandler's an asshole. I'm like, everyone forever, like, Chandler's the asshole character. I'm like, all
he
right.
just is mean when he's mad, but I mean, that's most people.
I like Joey, yeah, because the rest of the time he has no personality. So that's the only thing. Well, when he's mad, he's an asshole. I guess it's his only personality.
Have a personality.
No, he doesn't. Not in the 2 episodes that I watched.
Does.
Anyway.
Chandler does have a personality.
It's Joey was the only one that was like entertaining, but it was like because he's there to entertain you. It was I'm gonna put on my tap dance, do my tap dance now. I'm Joey, check me out. Oh, I'm funny. And so it's like, all right, whatever. It just, I don't know. It just did not. It did not.
Well, you would since you've met my family. My ex actually was obsessed with Friends, which should have been a warning sign right there. But he's just like, you're Rachel. And I was like, what? And I was like, isn't she spoiled and whiny and whatnot? And he's like, once you see the family. And so Rachel's sisters are literally my sisters, like to a T. If you watched it, you would be like, yep, that's Emily. And then Rachel's mom has my mother's name.
That's funny. Would you lick it? Apparently a Friends fan. The thing is, Rachel probably felt doubly betrayed since she was sort of doing Ross a favor. Let's be honest. She was way too hot for David Schwimmer. Accurate. That's also just another fundamental problem that I have with the show. Don't make me believe that the Jennifer Anistons of the world end up with the David Schwimmers. That's not true. That's false. That's a false statement.
Well, that was kind of the thing and they would make fun of that in the show. Like, salespeople would be like, really, you're with him? Kind of thing. Yeah. And it was because he was the sweet guy.
You know what that show
Rachel
did?
didn't really date very many good-looking guys.
You know what that fucking show did? Friends is the fucking culprit. You know what fucking Friends is responsible for? Fucking making Ross from Friends. Fucking yes. Ross, no, and also Ross from Friends creates the "but I'm a nice guy" stereotype. Creates this attitude, this fucking idiotic attitude that if I'm just a nice guy, that one day the girl of my dreams owes it to me to fucking wake up and realize I'm the greatest fucking guy. That's Ross. That's fucking Ross from Friends. That's where the shit comes from. The same fucking place where all the kids these days are like, I don't need family. I'm gonna have a Friendsgiving. Fuck my family. With this fucking retarded ass TV show that taught them all about the friends they now here's the crazy part. The idea behind writing Friends was supposed to be to just help people. Oh, this is going to appeal to young people because it's going to be a show about them, coming of age. It'll be a great show for kids to young people to watch and feel better about the craziness of transitioning from a child into an adult life and, leaving your parents behind and not needing that anymore. And then the joke happens where social media comes up and, oh, you never need to leave mommy behind. You're tied to them completely. But the only thing you have in your fucking life to let you know that you're supposed to reject your family because, it's Friends, which tells you it's good. It's better to have friends than it is to have family. So then you act that way and you go out searching for, and you settle for fucking Ross. You go fucking settle for Ross because Friends says that's the right guy, and the Ross of the world run around there chasing after the fucking Jennifer Anistons, becoming fucking incels. This is how incels are formed, by the way, because every fucking dweeby loser now thinks they're entitled to a Rachel. Huh? I just think it just makes every guy feel like they're entitled to
other women.
I'm just saying.
I mean, Ross didn't look that bad in the show.
Yes, he does. He's disgusting. He looks like he looks like a pimple that I popped. He looks like someone I'd rather take a fart on than have sex with. He looks pathetic.
That's a little mean.
He looks like somebody that I would have sex with if my self-esteem was in the toilet and I wanted somebody who would subjugate them at the altar of my dignity. He looks like every fucking guy that wanted to prove how tough they were to impress me in fucking high school, that I wanted to vomit in my mouth every time they did.
I think you're being a little hard on this show. I really like it. I enjoy Friends.
Dude, you're allowed to. You're totally allowed to. There it is. We're always looking for the things that we love and that one of us loves and one of us hates. Here it is. Friends. Show that you enjoy that I cannot stand and think is like the absolute devil and part of why our culture has fallen apart.
Oh, I like it.
I think Friends is part of why society has collapsed.
I think it's good. It's entertaining.
And hey, it's a lot of people found entertainment value out of it, and that's cool and that's good. But it's like, you know, as other people in the chat are pointing out, even for some people who might like Friends, still got frustrated in the craze that came after of we have to try to reclaim the magic and try to make every show be the new Friends. It's one thing to create the show, you know, it's one thing to create the tropes and to do that. It's another thing it's another thing for society to latch onto it and not be able to break out of it to become anything better. So, I don't know.
Tulip, get in here. Chip's outside crying. You know, but
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's a good show. Phoebe's great. Phoebe's the one that dates all the hot guys.
Good for her.
You should see.
Isn't she also the character that has like? Isn't she also the character that has like the least substance though? Like she's kind of there.
No, Phoebe is no. I mean, if anything, she's got like the most intense backstory than any of them. So she's a identical twin. Her sister hates her, and her sister is a total cunt too. But her mother committed suicide when they were kids by sticking her head in the oven and dying. I don't exactly know how. Yeah, and then she had to live on the streets. She was in prison. Her stepdad is still in prison, and then you find out later that her mom that raised her wasn't her biological mom, that her parents were in like this threesome group, and that the other lady was the biological mom, but she didn't want to be part of that, so she let the other two raise the kids, and the dad left, and so she's trying to find her like biological dad. Then she finds out that he had a whole nother family that he abandoned, so she finds a brother through that, so she has a brother, and and then her brother decides that he is in love with his high school teacher, so he gets married to his high school teacher, who's also, you know, significantly older, and they want to have kids, so Phoebe carries their babies.
This show just sounds like we picked up a tabloid out of the supermarket and wrote it into a narrative.
Phoebe's like the crazy wild card. Well, no, but it was a way for them to write in the actress's pregnancy and whatnot. And so that's where that came from.
That's just weird. Like,
well, it's you know what? It's weird, but it works for that character because Phoebe is kind of eccentric.
I always think, I just got to be honest, that's a personal thing. I always think it's weird when shows are like, our actress is pregnant, we'll just write it into the show. I always think that's weird. They did it Now It's Always Sunny as well. They've done it a lot. I mean, they do it all the time. It's not uncommon. I just think it's weird. I think there's something about like, again, I think it's little things like that. Oh, well, you're pregnant. We'll just use it. We'll just write that in. Where it's like, okay, well then you start blurring the lines then of this fictional narrative and reality. And it's like, that's supposed to be the actor's job to bring the shit from their life.
Well, I mean, they worked it into the show. Like,
right.
I didn't know that was what happened until I found out after. God,
exactly. Obviously. No, I understand that. That's how they always do it. You're not supposed to know. You're not supposed to know whether it's real or not. You're supposed to accept it as part of the reality of the TV show. But that's what I'm saying. That's the problem. Is we are supposed to know. We are as people, as the audience, supposed to know whether what we're watching is real or fake. That's an imperative in our media. In fact, that's been that gotcha, that do you know if it's real or fake, is a specific trope that's specifically used in things like found footage films. There's a weird blending of fiction and reality. The only types of stuff that we have that's supposed to use that level of reality is reality television, which is now at this point, 80% scripted anyway. So it's not like, reality television isn't scripted, doesn't have narrative elements, scripted elements to it. So then all of a sudden, when you utilize, a woman's actual pregnancy, okay, write that into the story, put it in the script, so she doesn't have to take any time off. We'll just write it right in, add it in, blah, blah, do that. And okay, then you've blurred that line. Like I don't know. Like, I feel like it's an innocuous thing. It's a very innocuous thing. No one has a problem with it. It's not something you ever think to have an issue with it. Fucking Bat Boy. They wrote a musical about Bat Boy, liver cirrhosis. I don't know if you are aware of that. I watched it, unfortunately, because
What is that?
Oh, you didn't know about Bat Boy the musical?
No, is that little boy that had cancer that did the Make-A-Wish?
No. I don't think so. No, definitely not. No, this was a musical that was written based on this Bat Boy tabloid story about this boy that was born as a bat, supposedly, like born like partially bat or whatever. And yeah, there was just a musical written about him and about like his struggle for acceptance. And they did it at our middle school. And the fucking like 14-year-old boy who was the star was like, I'm going to go method with it, and shaved his head for it. Bat Boy is like the weirdest. Okay, so like imagine all the weirdness of like Tommy the musical, but then make it more retarded and like less logical and not good music. And that's Bat Boy.
Aside from Jared Leto, who else is a method actor?
Lots of people. Daniel Day-Lewis, I think, is a method actor. Heath Ledger was a method actor. Huh?
I was like, could you imagine having to deal with Daniel Day-Lewis filming There Will Be Blood if he's a method actor? Jesus.
That
sounds like hell.
I'm sure he's very annoying to be around for those kinds of things.
Is Gary Oldman a method actor?
I don't know. I think Gary Oldman is most British guys are not. Most British are not method actors. The British school of thought is more Meisner than method.
That's where you just over and over again, right?
What's that? Yeah. So Meisner, the exercise where you repeat shit. The idea of Meisner is inside out rather than outside in. The idea of Meisner is you feel it and you bring it out. So Meisner would say, all right, Anna, if you want, there's a famous story of what was it? Miracle Man with a Marathon Man, with fucking Sir Laurence Olivier and Dustin Hoffman. Dustin Hoffman's a method actor. Because they're doing a scene where Dustin Hoffman
pretend to be retarded when he was in Rain Man.
Probably. So he in order to do this scene where he was out of breath, he went and he ran out around the block a couple times, came back in out of breath, and they went and they shot the scene. And at the end of the scene, Sir Laurence Olivier said, "That was very good, young man, but you should try acting sometime." Because the Meisner approach says you don't run around the block to get tired. You sit and you imagine what it was like a time that you were that physically exhausted, and you conjure it up in yourself and your body and your mind until you put yourself physically back there to the point where you can feel that in the moment, and you just basically get back into that. I'm Meisner. Like if I want to cry, I'll just start talking to you about Homeward Bound, and in 2 seconds I'll be bawling. Yeah, I would show you.
Such a good movie.
It is a good movie. I would show you, but I have to record a video after this, so I can't have tears streaming down my face. He apparently refused to leave his wheelchair, so the crew had to move Daniel Day-Lewis around all day long.
In what movie?
In my left.
Daniel Day-Lewis in a wheelchair.
My left foot. Apparently.
What a dick.
So, yeah. And people do method to varying extents. Like, not all method actors will stay in character the whole time they're on set. That's a more extreme version of method acting, even. Like, it's actually more common for an actor who's doing method acting to go, okay, I'm going to go to the supermarket today in character, and I'm going to do these everyday things today in character. But when I show up on set, like, I don't have to be in character until like we're getting ready to film, and then I'll sort of be in it, and I probably won't drop it in between scenes. But not every method actor is walking around on set all day in character. They're just maybe keeping the character in between their scenes, and staying it in between and doing all that and spending a little time.
I remember what's his face. Matthew McConaughey was talking about what it was like to work on Dallas Buyers Club with Jared Leto, and he's like, "Yeah, he's a method actor." So he's like, "I didn't meet Jared Leto until we were done with the movie. He was in character the whole time." I was like, "That's just obnoxious."
Jared Leto's version of method acting, I think, is, and that's why people, he's a method actor, he's in character the whole time. No, it's not really method acting. Like, that's not what method acting is. It's an extreme version of method acting that a lot of people now have this unrealistic idea is the way to go. Is the only
Because I'm like, if he's a method actor, is he walking around pretending to be like a vampire right now as Morpheus?
Yeah, probably. Fucking probably, actually. Like, if you ran into Jared Leto right now on the street somewhere, he'd probably be acting like while it was shooting, if it's still shooting, he's probably acting like a weird vampire creep right now because he's that kind of weirdo. I don't respect Jared Leto, I gotta say. He's that person.
What?
Jared Leto strikes me as that person. I met a guy in improv once who was like, he was so funny. He was so funny in our improv class. So my friend and I were like, hey, come hang out with us. You probably have really cool stories. You're probably really fun to hang out with. He was so good in class. Characters were great. Really, really brought it every time. Oh my God, cracked us up. And then we sat down with him and he was like, and we're like, oh, what do you do? And he's like, I'm just very serious about comedy all the time. And I'm like, all right. And he ended up being the most boring person ever. Jared Leto strikes me as that guy who's like, I'm serious about my art all the time. And it's like, well, that's nice, but I have fun creating my art all the time. So I'm going to go to talk to other people who can accept that you can be serious about your art and also have fun with it. And you can sit here being serious and think that the fact that you're more serious than the rest of us makes you better than the rest of us. Because that's all that is. Oh, I stay in character all the time. It's insecurity. I'm the musician. I'm the rock star who transitioned into being an actor. So I have to let everyone know how serious I am about being an actor by staying in character literally all the time, from the moment the sun comes up to the moment the sun goes down when I'm on set. And it's obnoxious. It's not good acting per se. It's just your own little cult of personality. It's I'm Ozzy Osbourne. I need you to peel my grapes. You know, this is me, a method. So I have to do this. All right, you're just a fucking actor with an ego who wants to get away with shit on set. So. There you go. Hey, Jess.
Leto is basically an island full of women.
What's that?
Jared Leto's got like a cult following with an island full of women that treat him like he's the Messiah.
That's terrifying, and I'm not surprised he and Kanye West should get together. I'm sure they'd have a lot to talk about.
Well, they just be competing.
Right? Jared Leto would probably not be good at improvising at all. Well, it depends, though, because, like, if he's in character, he'd probably be able to improvise. He'd probably want to be good at funny improvisation, like good quality dialogue. But in terms of speaking lines that, you know, sound like they're in character, then yeah. But, you know, it's what it is. Anyhoozle. We are, as much fun as I'm having rambling about movies forever and ever and ever. We've actually gone 2.5 hours now, and I have to fly to Virginia tomorrow. So,
yeah. Bye, everyone.
I should probably like go start packing or something. I gotta record a video. I'm planning on trying to do a live stream. I don't know if that's gonna happen today. But I'd really like it to, but I don't know. So stay tuned, guys. See, maybe you guys can come pack with me. Who knows? Yeah, that's all. that's gonna be the here. All right. So words, the things, the closing things. Anna, talk about your stuff.
Stuff. Fuck, on the spot right now.
Talking 5 minutes ago.
I don't know. I'm putting leafing on a painting. I 50 eye paintings. Go subscribe to my art channel. I have a Twitch channel where I play video games. If you don't follow me on Twitch, go over there. I was trying to get partnered, but then I found out if you're partnered on Twitch, you can't stream anywhere else for like 24 hours, or you can't stream that or re-upload it for 24 hours. So I'm like, maybe I don't need to become that. So I stopped trying to do that, but maybe I'll get back on it again because I'm like, it's only gaming. Anyways, I'm rambling. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing with my life right now aside from putting leafing on these paintings. Oh, I will be in Dallas, Texas next week, Tuesday the 8th. I will be going on the show You Are Here. Chrissy Mayer might crash it and come hang out with me on it. Same with Brittany. And yeah, so stay tuned. If you go over, I know that channel is pretty political. Hopefully they don't talk too much politics with me on there. I decided how I'm going to handle it is anytime they try to talk about politics, I will try to relate it to Star Wars. I'm going to be like the dad. This is what I'll do. When they start talking about like all the stuff that's going on in the world right now, I'm going to be the dad for my big fat Greek wedding. I'm like, anything you bring up to, I will tie to Star Wars. So that's my plan on how to handle that. But yeah, so if you guys want to see me do that next Tuesday, go over there. It'll be fun.
It will be perfect. All of Anna's links are down down here below. So make sure you go follow all those channels, all those avenues. Check out all of her work. Are you still taking eye submissions, or do you have enough finally?
I am taking eye submissions. All the information for that is somewhere on that channel.
Somewhere over there. So if you want your eye painted by Anna, yes, some person. Anna is going on You Are Here on Tuesday. It's very exciting. They're flying her out. It's gonna be very exciting. It's gonna be very exciting.
I've never been to Dallas, and after the show, I'm gonna go try to find where Kennedy was shot, so I can eat the dirt there. I want to try the dirt from the grassy knoll.
All right.
So stay tuned for that.
Does it give you power?
It gives me bragging rights.
Anna's gonna eat grassy knoll dirt for some reason, for reasons. So stay tuned for that, guys. Make sure you're following me if you want to catch all of my adventures this weekend in Richmond and beyond. Oh, I never did the thing I was going to talk about my fencer. So I'll just do that real quick. I'm on this fun journey. I have a very talented fencing student. She's 11. She's qualified to fence cadets. So, which is really cool because she's 11. And so her age group right now, fencing wise, is Y12. So the age group that she's technically should be fencing in is 12-year-olds and under. Her reach age group is Y14s and under. She went to a national event last weekend and took second in 12s and got national points in 14s, which means she's now qualified for cadets. After cadets, it's 16 and under. It goes juniors, 20 and under, and then seniors. So if she gets points in cadets, she gets to fence juniors. If she gets points in juniors, she gets to fence seniors. And then it is literally off to the races with this kid, because then it's once really in cadets now, she now can start working towards earning those national points and becoming, part of Team USA basically. And so she's part of that, where I'm opening a fencing club. She's my premier student, obviously. And it's gonna be it's an exciting journey. So this weekend she's going to the big national tournament. Thank you. Big national tournament. So, and I get to actually be there. Last weekend I was not there to coach. This weekend I will be, which is even more exciting. So here we go. I don't know. It's cool. It's very cool every time. She's a little celebrity now. I mean, really, we go into these fencing meetings, people know who she is. I got a message from a coach at another club because one of his club members saw her fencing and was like, "Hey, I saw this Chan fencer, Jolene. She's really, really great. I think we should all learn to fence like her, blah, blah, blah." Sent it along to this coach. He goes, "Oh yeah, we know her. Yeah, Jesse, her coach, is a good friend of ours." And he passed that on to me. And I was like, that's my student. It's just literally out fencing in the world. And people are like, "Wow, that fencer is amazing. I want to know, I want to know how she trains." I'm the one who fucking trains her. So it's exciting. It's exciting is what I'm saying. And I'll be an Olympic coach. Anyway, everything else. And yes, we are working on a YouTube channel. We are working on other social media for Milestone Fencing Studio as well. So please stay in the loop. Subscribe to the channel. There'll be more content coming soon, and stay in the loop on that. I have new videos dropping Fridays right now. I have early advanced recordings, guys. I'm recording some of my music now. I'm putting it up on Patreon, so you can get things that are dropping on YouTube before everyone else. You'll also start getting things that aren't dropping anywhere else just yet over there. You're also getting my creative writing. I'm using that as the place. I'm trying to do daily creative writing prompts. I'm not getting there every day yet, but every couple of days so far. And I'm posting them right there to Patreon. So at any tier, if you're wondering what's going on inside my head, if you want more content, more entertainment from your God Empress, that's going on over there on Patreon as well. And then, yeah, of course, I'm streaming on 17 Live, doing music, doing Comfy Bitches. That'll be back on the 13th with Hadas doing Hot Fuzz, 5 p.m. Pacific. And then definitely join us over on Discord. That's where the community is really growing. That's where we're all hanging out. We're working on more exclusive content over there. We have the Mindless Mob gaming channel coming soon. That'll be a place where anybody who's part of the mob, families of the mob, affiliates, anybody who does gaming content, if you want to promote your own channel over there, or if you want a place to dump your gaming stuff, drop it over there as well. There is a forever link to the Discord hiding in the link tree. So jump in there, say hello, join the community. Once a month, we are doing movie nights. Once a quarter, we're doing a state of the mob address, just giving you guys some updates, letting you know what's going on. But yeah, that's, yep. So that's all happening.
All right.
Well, everyone, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. We got up to 100 likes.
Whoa, we
Next week,
did.
I will
Amazing.
not be here because I will be flying back from Texas next Wednesday. So it'll be on Jesse's channel again next week.
So come back here. We'll cook up some special guests. Let me know if there's anybody you particularly want to see. I'll miss Anna. I'll just cry most of the time that she's not here, but we'll try to make do with the other guests. So until then, guys, don't forget, practice makes wrong. God Empress out.